It's the 2017 3C2A Football State Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. San Mateo and Fullerton, battle of the big boys, maybe David versus Goliath. But I got to tell you, David looks a lot like the next of kin of Goliath, a special group. Both teams come in a combined only one loss. 12-0 coming in here for Fullerton, 11-1 for College of San Mateo. The lone defeat on the season avenged last week or 2 weeks ago in the NFC title game versus American River. Obviously, Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff, Dino Pinocchio, and Spencer Johnson here with you on today's broadcast. And let's talk about San Mateo first. Defensively, they're going to have to do a lot to contain what Fullerton brings to the table.
Yeah, and I think they're pretty well set up to do that. They're going to be a very well-coached football team who's going to take a very sound approach to the game, and they're going to make an offense work every down, and they're going to make their tackles, and they specialize in taking away that big play that Fullerton is really so good at.
Yeah, well, Fullerton, we've talked about their offensive prowess throughout the season here on SoCalCollegeSports.com in the SCFA championship game against Riverside, who was very highly touted and a very good defense within their own right. 75 points they hung up in that one. And Spencer, you had a chance as part of the College of the Kings coaching staff to see them in action early on. Game that we had here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. You guys gave them everything they wanted and then some up till halftime. But the second half, they really put it on you.
Yeah, they came away with the game because, in my opinion, they had a lot of depth. They were rotating guys, and they'll bring in their first, second, third group. They're just as good. So they'll rotate people, and their quarterbacks are very dynamic. So I think that helps out a lot.
One thing to keep in mind here, guys, is the difference in schedule this season in terms of close games. Fullerton's closest game this year, 12 points, not even a one-score game at any point this season. Meanwhile, College of San Mateo comes off a very tight contest, a 3-point win on the road. So I think the mandate for the Bulldogs here very clearly, keep this game close into the second half.
Two best teams in California. Coming up next, Fullerton and San Mateo. Stay tuned.
So happy to have you guys here. Fullerton won the opening toss. They have deferred. They will take it in the second half, so it is the Bulldogs that will get it first. End-over-end kick is taken by Anthony Mason. He's out to the 20, 25, and he's hit at the 30 and dropped at the 31-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over for their opening possession. Interesting case for the Bulldogs right off the bat here, guys. A little bit of a quarterback situation. We've had two different quarterbacks play in the postseason. Miles Kendrick started the opening round victory, a huge win over College of the Siskiyous, but then it was Sean Aquina that got the call in the matchup last week, the big victory over American River. So we've been told that we'll see both before it's all said and done. This is Cameron Taylor through a big hole up the middle. That's first down yardage out to the 43-yard line.
San Mateo's already starting out here with their little bit of a different formation that you might see a little bit of option coming out of this. Their offensive coordinator, a lot of option in his history.
And it is Miles Kendrick who is back at the helm here. Quick pitch to the near side and running room again out to midfield. And just stepping out of bounds, Jared Latu. And Latu is a guy that it looks like they like to move around. He's one of those guys that they want to see if they can get the ball in his hands in space, be it out of the backfield or split out wide.
Split out as a receiver, absolutely. And this, like I said, in this set, that's where they're going to use him quite a bit more, running the ball with the option and the things that they do with that.
It's an offset eye formation with Kendrick at the controls. And Reggie Johnson, a guy to keep track of, 25.6 yards per catch. He's split out to the bottom of your screen. Latu slips a tackle, but he's hit and dropped for a loss on the play. Taj Jones coming up, getting a little help from Cody Darrow. And that's a loss all the way back to the 49-yard line of San Mateo. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. Both teams, as you might expect here, we're talking about a championship game, pretty solid on 3rd down on the season. San Mateo converts at a 43% clip.
You're going to see a mix here in these situations of zones and play actions.
Taylor, the deep back, gets the call, and he's wrapped up at the line. Jamichael Moore and Montre Bonner, and it's a terrific front four for the Hornets.
It's going to be a real big problem if they don't isolate those D tackles. If they get moving on the D tackles, it should be okay.
So that'll bring on the punting unit for San Mateo. They drive it to midfield, but there the drive stalls. If there is a real advantage here for San Mateo, and certainly there is, but if there's an advantage right as you look at the statistics, it's in the kicking game.
Absolutely going to be a very clean coach football team who's going to understand the importance of the special teams, and they're going to be really good there.
And right on point, the kick downed inside the 5 at the 1, or make it the 2-yard line. That's a tremendous job, a kick of 49 yards, and they place it at the 2, so the Hornets will have their first possession right in the shadow of their own goalpost.
And already you're starting to see a San Mateo game plan start to develop here. This is what they do. Field position, field position, field position. Getting stopped on that 3rd down is not a worry for them. They're going to work the field position and a good job here.
You know, one of the things that I've been talking about this week as we've discussed this game, and I'd be interested from a coaching standpoint from both you guys, how much of a factor is the travel, is getting a young team trouble in the backfield, and this is going to be a safety, an early lead for the Bulldogs. And we'll get back to that in just a moment, but it's Skelton who is dropped in the end zone, and the Bulldogs have the quick 2-0 lead. Well, let's keep it here for a moment, and obviously it's a shaky start for Fullerton, but yeah, sure, a defensive guy, why not? But how much of a challenge is that for Tim Burns and his staff bringing a team? It's a long trip up here, and it's a reason why we haven't seen a lot of teams go on the road and win this 3C2A championship.
Well, you know, an organization like Fullerton and a head coach has done this game quite a few times. They know how to do this, and they started this travel back on Wednesday, whether they were actually on the road or not, but they've been planning for this probably for the last 2 weeks, and they're going to handle this pretty well.
It's all about staying loose. As long as you stay loose and as long as you prepare during the week, like Coach said, with water, hydration, that helps out a lot. It is a little tough to travel, especially right before a big game.
There's a lot to it, but the more you've experienced it, like Fullerton has, they've got it down to a science, and they're not going to let any small detail get out of their way.
Well, they are trying to repeat as champions. The last team to go on the road and win the championship was back in 2009, Mount San Antonio College. And the Hornets will try to do the trick here and repeat as champions.
Year before that, I want to point out, Butte College traveled down to Southern California and beat Mount San.
Well,
So, I remember that game.
So it does happen.
It does happen.
Free kick coming from the 20. The Bulldogs have the quick 2-0 lead on the safety. This one taken at the 27-yard line. Harper out past the 40 to the 45. They'll spot it at the 46. So good field position for the Bulldogs after the safety. Well, for Hornet fans, this isn't something very new at all. At least recently, in each of their playoff games, the Hornets fell behind before storming back big time. They were down to Saddleback in the opening round 15-0 before coming back to really dominate the action the rest of the way en route to the 12-point win. They also, amazingly, fell behind last week to Riverside City College before they got it rolling downhill and ended up with the 75-16 win. So the Hornets have been getting off to a slow start of late. Taylor dances his way forward, now finds a lane. He's into Hornet territory, down to the 40.
Not a lot of people have tried to test Fullerton on a run. I think that's going to be a big thing. If they can run the ball like they've been showing early, this could be a long game for Fullerton.
Taylor's coming off a monster performance, 200 yards last week. That is far and away a season high for him on 31 carries.
And like you said, one of the things that the San Mateo is going to do, they're going to stick to the run game. Even if you stop it, they're just going to keep bringing the run game all game.
Play action. They go to the air, complete it to Latou. Latou is down to the 34, and he's wrapped up. And now the whistle comes in. David Farmer coming up from his safety spot to make the stop. They'll spot it at the 35. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Well, both these teams, you expect them to switch up at quarterback. And again, from a defensive standpoint, what kind of challenge does that present? And what do the Hornets need to do when they expect to see two different quarterbacks?
Well, interestingly enough, I think that the two quarterbacks that San Mateo bring, from our evaluation of them when we played them, in a lot of ways they're the same guys. And so I think for Fullerton, that shouldn't change much for them depending on which quarterback is in there. Now, when you talk about Fullerton, they've played a couple different quarterbacks, and they have different games.
Yeah.
Here in San Mateo, these two quarterbacks, both very well coached, and they bring a lot of the same things.
Roy Otto stops Taylor for a 2-yard gain, and it's 3rd down and 3 from the Fullerton 33. Pistol formation, and now the Bulldogs will slow it down. They keep it on the ground with Taylor on the left side, and he is leveled. Going nowhere. Bonner again. Darrow was there, but it was really Bonner leading the way. Bonner leads the team in sacks with 12 on the season. Then the Hornets can really get after the quarterback, and I imagine, guys, that's another real key to keeping the ball on the ground. You don't want to let this pass rush start and pinning their ears back.
They definitely have a pass rush that they can get after it. I think Bonner himself, he could take over a game if you let him.
They will go for it on 4th down, 4th and 3 from the 33-yard line for the Bulldogs. Play action. Kendrick sheds a tackle. He's on the run, heaves on the near side, and it's picked off. Taj Jones steps in front. Well, that'll function as just a very short punt.
Yep.
To the 25-yard line. But the first turnover of the game belongs to the Hornets, and they'll have it at the 25, trailing it 2-0.
And again, defensive line play there. The defensive end from Fullerton really did a good job of just getting himself in front of the quarterback and staying on his read.
Well, for Kendrick, that's just his 8th interception on the season. But it's not a big surprise that the Hornets have generated a turnover. They forced 41 as a defense, plus 13 turnover ratio on the season. And, they talked about the offensive numbers this season, but part of that success is how often they're able to generate short fields.
Oh, yeah. If you get the ball past the 50 or even near the 40, it's going to be a long day.
Skelton back out for the Hornets. They'll take over at the 25. They'll overload the far side on 1st and 10. Hewlett on the screen at the 25. Breaks a tackle. He's at the 30 and brought down at the 32-yard line.
He's pretty good. Skewett, their tailback. San Mateo's going to have to keep him at the line of scrimmage.
Dorzell Hicks eventually on the stop at 2nd and 3. Another quick screen. This is 1st down yardage. Out past the 35 and near the 40-yard line. This San Mateo defense led by a couple of very good linebackers in Dorzell Hicks and Stephen Doty, the leading tacklers on the team. And that's, I think, part of that, that you were talking about. It's just a very solid defense.
They're very sound.
Front to back.
Yep.
And they're going to make you work.
They're going to make you work. And they're going to tackle well all across the board and really force you to work at it.
Skelton keeps it in the air. This is Justin Manyweather on the catch, out near midfield to the 49. 9-yard pickup, sets up 2nd down and short.
A lot of short passes. They're probably going to open up the run pretty soon. 16's a good runner.
Skelton, yeah, to say the least.
Yep.
Over 1,000 yards on the ground. Very dangerous. Second and short. Hewlett working off tackle, and he picks his way forward. He's got the first down to the 49-yard line of College of San Mateo. So the Hornets putting together a nice drive. This started back at the 25-yard line. Kedrian Wilson to the top of your screen. Meanwhile, Downs and Johnson for the Hornets at the bottom of your screen. Read option, and it's Skelton on the keeper. And again, not much room for Ladarius Skelton. You know, interestingly, guys, Skelton with a 1-yard pickup there. Looking at the numbers, obviously they're eye-popping for the season, but in the postseason, both Saddleback and Riverside did a pretty good job against Ladarius Skelton, so maybe he's starting to see a bit of an adjustment here the longer time goes. And so far, San Mateo has bottled him up pretty well. We're in the early going. 2nd down and 9. Skelton on the run. That pass incomplete. Downs had a hand on it but can't make the catch.
Yeah, I think both defenses are going to make the offenses work, and I think that's going to be new for both offenses. They've both had so much success, so I think which one can, stay consistent throughout the game is probably going to come out ahead.
3rd down and 8 from the 48 of San Mateo. Skelton, straight drop, good protection, still looking, now he's in trouble, still on his feet. Skelton scrambling around, Hicks has got him, and they wrap him up back at the 44-yard line. Call it the 45, first sack of the day for San Mateo.
What's interesting there in that 3rd and long situation, this is the first long play that you see Fullerton really trying to take a shot at, and you see the coverage really holding down for San Mateo. And like I said earlier, that's what they do. They're going to take away the big play. And if they can get you in a 3rd and long situation, they're going to win most of those.
Yeah, nothing doing downfield, and it was Hicks who got there first and Mounja who helped finish him off for the sack. And that'll bring on the Fullerton punting unit for the first time today. 8:17 and counting to go here in the first quarter. The 3C2A football championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Estrada, line drive kick, takes a bounce at the 25, and it takes a good Fullerton kick to the 17-yard line. Well, we talked about the kicking game. Estrada averaging just over 33 yards a punt. And I think if you're Fullerton, if you can get a draw in the kicking game, you're going to feel pretty good here today. Justin Watts handles the kicking and punting duties for College of San Mateo, and he was the leading punter
yes.
in the state this season at over 42 yards a kick.
That's what they do.
So that'll bring on the Bulldog offense here from their own 17. Kendrick with Taylor in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. Taylor straight ahead, maybe a yard. Bonner again with a little help from Roy Otto, filling that hole. And
you see the D tackles here for Fullerton starting to move around a little bit, and I think that's going to be one of the key differences here is if this offensive line can handle those 2 interior tackles, I think they're going to be good. But right now those D tackles are doing a good job.
You should expect to see a lot of blitz coming their way, especially as the run game gets going. They're going to see a lot of blitz.
Yeah.
Well, the Hornets have been getting after the quarterback here in the postseason, back-to-back games in which they've had 8 sacks. Kendrick's throw caught by Latu, but a short gain on the play out to the 23. That's a gain of about 4, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. San Mateo so far 0 of 2 on 3rd down.
3rd down is a huge stat in football.
Well, especially when you're talking about an offense in Fullerton that's scored less than 40 points once this year. Talk about an offense you want to keep on the sideline, I imagine. Meanwhile, we got movement. Might have our first flag here.
On the offense, number 81.
So 3rd and
5 yards,
3rd and
still
10.
3rd.
Big mistake there from their receiver. Just probably nerves, settle in. That defense tried to get started early, and I think that pulled that receiver off, and he'll settle down.
So they'll back him up 5. And Kendrick back to work now, facing a 3rd and 10. Showing blitz, here they come. Short drop, pressure, Bonner's got the sack.
He is so quick off that edge. If you don't get back square, he's going to get you.
Yeah, Bonner working off that right edge against Mikey Grandy, the left tackle for College of San Mateo, and that's going to be a tough assignment all day for Grandy.
That is. Those DNs are pretty special for Fullerton, and like you said, if you don't stay square, you're going to get in trouble.
Well, I hate to call out the big guys just off a sack. Short kick to the near side, and the Hornets will take over with very good field position in San Mateo territory at the 44-yard line. So an excellent stand from the Hornet defense. Quick 3 and out. Now they'll get it back with very good field position. 6:10 to go here in the first quarter. They'll spot it at the 43. And we'll see Johnny Photo for the first time today for Fullerton College. So mark it, first quarterback change. Won't be the last, I think, before it's all said and done in this one. Receivers left and right for Photo. He sends Hewlett in motion. Straight drop. They want Hewlett on the screen again. Hewlett makes a move at the 40. Hit and taken out of bounds at about the 38-yard line.
Coach made a good point earlier. They're going to keep everything in front of them and rally to everything.
Dorzell Hicks again on the stop, and you've seen Hicks already all over the field. And he's obviously, I think you have to like Hicks, the good lateral speed, getting from sideline to sideline as he makes another stop over there on the far side.
And then just the solid tackling. You know, you get number 2 the ball in space, and he's going to get some yards, but you get him tackled and manage that. And they're doing a good job of that so far.
2nd down and 5. Photo from the shotgun. Straight ahead with Hewlett, lowers the shoulder. He's near the first down marker, but a little shy. 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Hornets. They also failed on their first 3rd down here today. They got it more manageable, and they want to work quickly here. Back to Hewlett. Straight ahead, he's got the first down to the 35-yard line. Well, for a high-octane offense for the Hornets, don't be fooled. They do it on the ground. This can still be a methodical team. Far and away the leading team in terms of rushing touchdowns and among many other categories here this season. So their big plays can still happen on the ground, even when they're trying to methodically grind you down. From the 35, Photo with a straight drop. Steps up, dumps it short to Hewlett. Hewlett forced out of bounds by Doty near the first down marker. It'll come down to the spot, and it looks like he's got it. Down to the 22.
Little chuck and duck by 17. He knew that hit was coming. He tried to get rid of it and just go to the ground.
Absolutely.
Save yourself.
Those quarterbacks aren't dumb.
No.
1st and 10. Hewlett, a little hesitation, and picks his way forward. He's inside the 20, down to the 19. Well, I guess that was 2nd and short.
Yeah.
So that's good enough for the first down. And a fresh set of downs for Fullerton. They have it in the red zone today. Just an amazing red zone stat that I'll get to right after this play. Photo on a designed roll, looking left, completes it to Manyweather, makes a move at the 15. Manyweather slips another tackle. He's inside the 10 and down to about the 8-yard line. And that is very near another first down. The Hornets this season have 114 trips into the red zone on the season coming in. The next highest total in the SCFA in the entire state, 63. Hewlett over his left guard. He's down to the 5. And he's brought down there.
Once an offense gets rolling, they start smelling blood.
Nathan Telecon, Jelani Brown in on the stop on Hewlett. 2nd down and goal from the 5. This drive started at the 43-yard line of College of San Mateo. Grossman in motion. Photo has the snap. Play action. Photo scrambling, still looking. Now tries to dump it short and does, but for a loss on the play back to the 10-yard line. Downs makes the catch, but he might have been better off just letting that one drop.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go, and it ends up being a loss of about 6 back to the 11, where it'll bring up 3rd down and goal.
San Mateo takes pride in being a physical team up front. This is time to be physical now in the red zone.
Boy, that is just so tough as a receiver to make that decision in the moment. I mean, your natural tendency's got to be you want to catch the ball.
Catch the ball. Yeah, you catch a ball. You got to catch a ball.
Receivers left and right on 3rd and goal. Photo with the snap. 4-man rush. Steps up into the pocket. Into the end zone. Touchdown Fullerton. Grossman with the touchdown catch from 11 yards out.
Good protection there from Fullerton's offensive line. Really, and just putting the pressure on the coverage there from having plenty of time.
And we're going to have a look at the replay. And take a look. And this is just good protection as well, obviously. And that it all really starts there. And give Photo some time. And Grossman working over the middle and ends up with the touchdown catch.
You see him working back. You see the protection hold up just enough. It's perfect.
6-2. Here's the extra point. Tipped at the line, but it's through.
It's through.
So the Hornets have the lead 7-2. They go 44 yards. Photo finds Grossman for the first touchdown today. And the Hornets lead at 7-2. It's the 3C2A football championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Well, we talked about it a little bit at the top as well and made the point that this is a little bit of the MO for Fullerton. It's no cause for concern if they get off to a little slow start or give the score to the other team first. This is the way it's been going in the postseason, but that's a great response on that last drive.
And, you know, and same for San Mateo, too. They've been in these situations, and what's going to be interesting to see is if they can get that running game going. It might be another few minutes before Fullerton gets the ball back.
Mason cut down just shy of the 20. Great job on coverage by Sarah Smith. For Fullerton, they'll spot it at the 20. And that's where the Bulldogs will take over. And certainly a longer drive here would be welcome. That drive, it was finished off with a pass, but that drive was really all about Johnny Photo. 5 for 5 on the drive for 30 yards on the drive and ends up with the touchdown pass to Grossman. And maybe that's one of those little advantages to being able to switch up quarterbacks like a relief pitcher in baseball. You bring out another guy, and he's got his stuff today. Taylor in the backfield behind Kendrick. They keep it on the ground with Taylor. A flag comes in late. No room for Taylor. He might have gotten back to the line, but let's see what the call is.
Looks like in the spot where you're going to see a holding here.
It came from the backfield. Meanwhile, we also have a Bulldog player down. The Bulldogs battling some injuries on the offensive line. Left guard Api Mane.
Personal foul.
Unavailable today
Face
after
mask.
sustaining an injury.
On the defense, number 95.
And this one's going to work against
15
Fullerton.
yards. First down.
So they'll take a look at the injured Bulldog player, but they'll mark off the penalty against Fullerton. That'll take it out to the 35-yard line.
And you're really going to have to see San Mateo, like you said, start generating first downs here and really keeping the ball out of the hands of that powerful, high-power offense. If you can see them do that, I think that'll be good. If not, things might start getting carried away here.
Well, both these teams so reliant and so successful running the football. But you have the feeling with San Mateo as well that they're going to look for the big play eventually. This team is first in the state in pass yards per attempt and pass yards per completion. And that's where Rajay Johnson comes in. But you get the feeling that maybe they're going to try and set up something downfield eventually with that running game. But so far, it's been a fairly conservative start. 3:04 to go here in the first period. We have an injury timeout. We'll come back here on the 3C2A Football Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. injured player, Manji Polataivo, being helped off the field. Fullback for San Mateo.
And that's not good for San Mateo. He's kind of their guy when it comes to blocking at the line of scrimmage from that fullback or that power back position. We'll see how that develops.
Yeah, they've been going with a lot of offset eye. 1st and 10. Hornets again crashing the line, and Taylor trying to run out of a tackle, but he's brought down after a gain of about 4. And it looked like, guess who, Montre Bonner again. Able to bring him down, but not before he gets to the 39-yard line and sets up 2nd down and 6.
Keeping the ball, keep that clock running, keep it away from Fullerton. That's a good recipe for success.
Kendrick certainly methodical as he looks over the Hornet defense from the 39-yard line. Hornets drop off. Kendrick rolling right. He's under pressure. Throws on the run. Johnson makes the catch at the 45-yard line of Fullerton. 1st down for San Mateo.
Obviously, I've watched a little bit of San Mateo this year, and I think a key for them is that Johnson's going to have to get going. He's pretty special when he has his days. And then there's some days where you just kind of wonder where he's at. And if he gets going here, that'll be good for them.
1,256 receiving yards on the season, 25.6 yards per catch. So obviously the danger is there. And he makes the catch there. That's his first catch today. And it takes it to the Fullerton 45. Play clock down to 5. And now Kendrick's got to burn a timeout. That is the first timeout for San Mateo. We'll take a timeout ourselves. You're watching the 3C2A Football Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. First and 10 from the Fullerton 45 for the Bulldogs. 1:31 to go here in the first quarter. The Hornets have the 7-2 lead. Kendrick with receivers left and right. And now the whistles come in. Well, that was unabated to the quarterback and probably a scary moment for Kendrick. Caleb Johnson coming on the blitz. And
he ducked.
Yeah, no blockers.
They run that little offsides 999 we call it. Anybody jumps off that.
Ball start
snap it, and the receiver's
on the
gonna take
offense,
off,
number
the quarterback can take a
51.
shot. Free play.
5 yards,
Oh, wow.
remains first.
Say that Johnson's
Correction on the
drawn
number, that is 57.
But, didn't look like he
57.
wanted to play that game there.
Not interested in that.
Yeah, wasn't going to go that well on that one. I think it looked like more of a free play for Caleb Johnson coming on the blitz than a free play for Miles Kendrick. 1st and 15 from midfield. Taylor on the left side breaks a couple of tackles and is able to work his way forward for a gain of about 4. 2nd down and 11 coming up, and yeah, this is exactly as you guys diagnosed here. A real commitment to the run game, and the Hornets are really coming after Taylor and getting some hits in the backfield, but Taylor's doing a good job of at least trying to work his way forward for what he can.
Absolutely. Look for a big play here, 2nd and long. This is where they're going to take a shot.
Again, they come on the blitz. The protection's
is.
good. Latu has the catch down inside the 20.
Yeah, you're going to see them on these 2nd and longs. That's where they're going to try and take their shots. And if they can't get them on the 2nd down, you'll see them manage 3rd down, and that's exactly what they did right there.
Bullock eventually on the stop at the 16. 30-yard pickup. Kendrick to Latu. And now it's the Bulldogs in the red zone for the first time today. They'll work from the 16. Quick snap, good protection again. Kendrick, nowhere to go. Now he wants to scramble. Makes a little move. He's got some open field. He's at the 10. and tripped up at about the 8-yard line. Darrow with the stop, but there is a flag down.
Fullerton did a real good job covering their post circle concept that you'll see San Mateo run quite a bit, especially down here.
Well, they'll sort out the call, but the Bulldogs are backing up. Well, we talk a lot about Ladarius Skelton and
Unsportsmanlike
his, running
conduct.
ability, but that was a
Number
pretty good feat from
18
Miles Kendrick,
of the
another guy
offense
who
participating
runs the ball
without his
quite well.
helmet. That is
Almost
number
over
18's
400 yards
first
rushing.
unsportsmanlike conduct.
Absolutely.
That
With design
penalty will be
runs for him,
enforced
and
from the
you'll
end
see
of the
him do that
run.
too.
First
They got some
down.
pretty good pass concepts. You take it away, and he's trained well. He's just going to pull it down and go.
And I believe the call here was unsportsmanlike conduct.
It'd be interesting if San Mateo keeps trying the secondary out, keep testing them, keep making sure they're on their P's and Q's.
Well, Kendrick certainly had success on this drive, finding Johnson and then finding Latu.
Yeah, if he's slippery like that, he can make a lot of things happen. They can only cover for so long.
You know, both these offensive lines have obviously had great seasons with all of the success rushing the football, certainly to start with. But certainly on this drive as well, the Bulldogs have had a lot of success protecting and giving time for Kendrick, and he's been able to take advantage as well.
Absolutely. They just don't want to put themselves in too many of those situations with that D-line, those obvious passing situations. They need to keep it fresh on fresh downs and play actions and keep that D-line guessing a little bit.
Kendrick, meanwhile, in the game is 4 of 5 for 56 yards. So after they mark off the penalty, it's back to the 22-yard line, call it the 23. And whistles before the snap. And that's the end of the first quarter. So they didn't get the play off. We'll head to the second quarter. Fullerton leading 7-2 in the 3C2A football championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. They'll switch ends to start the second quarter, and College of San Mateo will take over. Fullerton 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Latu in the backfield. A change also as they keep it on the ground. Good running room. Tackled inside the 15. As they change things up in the backfield, I'm just trying to get a number very quickly, and that's, Raymond Sanders. Sanders in that sort of little scat back sort of build, and he's had a lot of success over the last few weeks. Missed the first 6 weeks of this season, but he's had rushing performances. 3 times he's gone over 75 yards, backing up Taylor. And he comes on, nearly breaks one on first down. This might have been a broken play, and a loss on the play back to the 19-yard line as Kendrick is taken down. That'll bring up 3rd down. It'll be 3rd down. Well, they'll move it all the way back. Yep, to about the 19.
These are the situations that San Mateo needs to work harder on first down to keep out of these situations, these obvious passing situations where that D-line can just pin their ears back and go.
3rd down and 13. Taylor's back on in the backfield. Latu in the slot, already has 3 catches today. Designed roll. Looking for Johnson in the back of the end zone as Kendrick took a big hit after the throw. The pass incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down. And likely a field goal attempt. Sorry about that, Spencer.
No, you're good. You try to get the ball back to the middle of the field when you're rolling out. That's a tough throw.
Yeah, Kendrick really had to set himself there as he was being
Chased hard.
Yeah, chased hard, and he took a big hit
Yep.
after making that throw. So the field goal attempt will be from 36 yards for Justin Watts, who was 8 of 10 on the season. It'll come from the right hash.
Should be in his range.
Snap, placement down, the kick is up. It's long enough, and it's good. The Bulldogs answer back. It's 7-5 Fullerton, 13:45 to go here in the first half in the 3C2A Football Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Field goal cuts the deficit to 2 for San Mateo as Watts connects from 36 yards out, and it's 7-5.
Just got the sneaking feeling that early safety might play a big factor in this game.
Funny how 2 little points. But I imagine that also has to really charge up a defense as well. Short kick on the far side. Taking it to 22, out to the 30. They'll spot it at the 29, so a 7-yard return after the short kick, and the Hornets will take over.
Yeah, certainly early on you talk about that safety, and it's going to give that defense a little bit of confidence, I think.
So the Hornets come on the field, and it's Photo that will start the second quarter after he was lights out on the touchdown drive late in that first quarter. Play action, Photo looking on the far side, and the pass incomplete. Trying to squeeze it in there, a very late flag. He was looking for Wilson.
I don't know about that one.
Kedrian Wilson, who's having a fantastic postseason, back-to-back 100-yard games in the last
Pass
2.
interference on the defense, number 4. The penalty is a spot foul and an automatic first down.
They're going to call Hendy for the pass interference, working against Wilson. And that'll move the chains 10 yards out to the 39-yard line. And a fresh set of downs for Fullerton, empty backfield for Photo.
San Mateo's going to bring 6 usually in this type of a situation with an empty backfield.
4-man rush, Photo throws off his back foot. He wanted Manyweather. And the pass incomplete, Dion White on the coverage.
Hey there, boys.
How's it going?
The Mike Cepeda. He's everywhere today.
Jeez. Just crazy.
Lead producer, and he'll join us on the announcing side.
Hopefully.
He can do it all. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Photo, little misdirection to Hewlett. Tries to spin out of a tackle. He's out to the 42, a gain of 3 and a 3rd down and 7 coming up.
Now, gentlemen, I don't know if you've already touched on the fact that this is going to be Larry Owens' last game as head coach for College of San Mateo. 21 seasons in the books. He announced it earlier in the year, and obviously that's going to add a little bit more fire to his group. Obviously, they want to go out on a win.
Photo trying to evade pressure, completes the pass into San Mateo territory. Downs with the reception at the 47-yard line. That's good enough for a first down.
They're getting to the quarterback with only bringing 4. They're not bringing a lot of heat, so that'll help. That'll matter.
Yeah, Photo was hit as he threw, but got some good heat on the pass. Though bunch receivers on the near side, quick screen. Shoestring catch is made, but going nowhere. Short gain on the play as he finds Devontae Richardson.
Yeah, you talked about Coach Owens, and I think you touched on a point there. He's a good man. Having competed against him for about 11 years, really, really respect what he does and their program. And I think you're right. Those guys are going to play for him today.
Empty backfield again on 2nd down and 8. Bulldogs showing blitz. Play clock at 10. Still a lot of time for Photo.
Yep, you're going to see him show this blitz, and sometimes they'll pop out, sometimes they'll bring 6.
Here they come. The protection is good. The pass complete inside the 35. Manyweather with his 3rd catch down to the 32-yard line.
Like Coach just said, the defensive end dropped off, and they brought 5, but that's still pressure. The tackle has to make a decision.
Well, it's so tough when they spread you out, and then you try to get the pressure, and you don't get there. That is a tough assignment in terms of coverage, and you see Manyweather, they're able to just sit down and find a spot.
And Fullerton can take a whole group off and a whole group on, and they won't lose any steam. That's what they're doing with the receivers right now.
Downs, Spencer Owens on as well. Hewlett in the backfield with Photo. Says Hewlett trying to cut it back, looking for a lane, but he's hit behind the line. A loss on the play.
You can't do that against San Mateo. You got to be decisive in your runs. You can't go east, west, north, south. Really the only way you can do it. And Hewlett, indecisive that time. It's dropped for a loss.
It was Stephen Doty, the leading tackler, from his linebacker spot moving up. The loss brings it back to 2nd down and 11.
Nino, what did you see early on defensively from San Mateo?
So far, like that play you just demonstrated right there, their D-line's really starting to get better as the game goes on right now, just sticking to their spots and their gaps and where they need to be and starting to get some rush.
Hewlett around the end for good yardage inside the 25. Near the 1st down marker, but he's short by about a yard, and that'll bring up a big 3rd down and 1.
Pretty incredible there by Hewlett, one-on-one, and didn't look like he had the edge, but able to get there in a hurry.
Yeah, put a foot in the ground, get north and south.
Photo brings him to the line. Has the snap. Here come the flags, and this might be a false start.
Yeah, somebody getting 5 yards.
Yeah, tight end.
False start.
Little head start.
On the offense, number
The home crowd
83.
here is not going to complain.
5 yards, still
It
3rd.
was Spencer Owens, I believe, who got an early start, and that'll make it 3rd down and 6. And well, you see it time again, penalties can be so huge. And a 3rd and 1 now becomes a 3rd and 6.
Changes the mindset now of the D-line. They didn't know last time, now they do. Or at least they're going to think they do.
3 wide receivers to the near side. The Hornets in the white jerseys working from left to right. Quick slant. Manyweather has the catch. Ducks down to the 18-yard line. That's good enough for a 1st down. Manyweather having a big first half. He's got 4 catches.
Fellas, we talked about in the pregame how explosive, or at least alluded to how explosive the offense is. You see Manyweather right there with so much room. They're respecting his speed so much, and why not? He's a very dynamic playmaker.
Oh, yeah.
They want to set up the pitch to Hewlett at the 20. Nowhere to go as he's dragged down by Jamari Jackson at the 18-yard line. No gain on the play.
College of San Mateo in this spot, they tend to really batten down the hatches and get very stingy in the red zone. But, Jeff, you and I talked about it yesterday in our prep for the game. 115 now trips to the red zone on the season for Fullerton. They're very proficient around this area.
2nd and 10. Photo has the snap. 4-man rush. Good time. Trying to find Johnson in the flat on the near side, and the pass dropped. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
I don't think that pass was going anywhere.
Well,
Yeah, not a lot of room.
Yeah.
Well, it's noteworthy because it's a rare incompletion from Johnny Photo so far today. 9 of 11.
He's been lights out. He's been really efficient.
3rd down and 9 from the 17 of San Mateo. Photo fakes the pitch on the keeper. Gains a couple before Mounja wraps him up.
Defensive ends there on that San Mateo on that option. That defensive end needs to just do a better job of staying square. Yep. You know when they ran it this way, the defensive end on this side stayed square and they managed to play. And that one there he keeps turning in, and they get to get some yards out of it.
So Estrada on to try the field goal. This will be from 31 yards out, and Estrada's 4 of 9 on the
they
season.
tried to hide a receiver out there. San Mateo found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
funny
it's a
because
well-coached football team right there.
I see Coach Johnson behind me pointing a finger over my shoulder. I'm just like, it's like a little sneaky there.
Well,
Yeah.
that would be a little bit out of character for Fullerton, who normally doesn't rely on a whole lot of gadgetry and a lot of trick plays. But if ever there was a time to break one out, against an opponent that hasn't really seen you,
Yeah, Coach,
try one there maybe. But well diagnosed.
Coach Pollock, their defensive coordinator, is probably a pretty proud papa right now. They talk about situations like that, and inevitably you're going to forget. But his corner found it, and they took it away, made him call a timeout, and he's going to be pretty happy about that.
Well, before it's all said and done, look out for San Mateo. They used a big trick play in the second quarter in their victory over American River last week, a fake punt that came, if my memory is right, from their own 33-yard line. It was a very gutsy call in a 3-3 game, and it paid off to the tune of a 37-yard pickup and eventually a touchdown in a tight game. But it'll be interesting to see moving forward here if Larry Owens is willing to take another shot. You have to imagine it very well may happen. So this one will be from the 31, and now they'll come out with the offensive formation and line up to go for it on 4th and 6.
4 of 9 on the season. You have to figure this anything closer outside of the 10-yard line is 4-down situation.
Photo with a deep drop, rolling away from pressure, completes it in the flat, very near the first down.
I think he has. I think that's
Hewlett on the reception, showing the good hands again. They get the first down. The Hornets are now 14 of 22 on 4th down on the season. That's a big pickup on a 4th and 6. They'll have it 1st and goal from the 7 as they hurry to the line. Photo gives to Hewlett. He's hit at the line. Might have fallen forward. Vicema on the stop.
It was a good play by Vicema. He stayed square. He squeezed off that tackle and then made a play. He played both the quarterback and the running back.
And gentlemen, it seems to me like they're running inside with a purpose, not necessarily to break a huge play, but maybe to chip away at the stamina level of the defensive line.
Photo on the keeper. Hicks wraps him up after a gain of about 3, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2.
Spencer, you talked about in the pregame, the war of attrition usually won by a fresh group, and obviously Fullerton with a lot of depth, the ability to rotate players in and out.
Oh yeah, and I think it comes down to, like you said, make them stay honest, making them play true, and as well trying to keep up with them.
To your point, they bring in 2 new offensive linemen for this play as they go with a jumbo package, 3rd and goal from the 2. Direct snap to Hewlett. Hewlett running right, hit behind the line and dropped.
That's big.
That's a big stop
Dion
right there.
White with the stop in the backfield. A
Now what's
loss of a
Fullerton
yard on the
gonna do?
play.
What's Fullerton going to do here?
4th and goal. Already saw them go for it once, but it looks like, well, here comes Photo. And Tim Burns is interested in 6 here, not 3.
If they don't get it, make them drive 94 yards.
4th and goal. Hornets will go for it again. Photo rolling right, looking in the end zone, short throw, picked off.
That's gone.
Dorzell
That's
Hicks
trouble.
looking
He
for a
gets going.
block, and he's dragged down at about the 22-yard line. I'll tell you, that pass was very nearly completed, but it was a big hit, as we'll get the replay up and show you that, looking for Grossman. And I think it was the big hit that really jarred that loose, and Hicks then in the right place.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is, like you said, make them drive 94 yards, you don't get it. But the defense comes up, makes a big play. They're going to gain a lot of confidence out of that. Again, that safety and then that situation right there. No points on the board for them. That defense is going to get a lot of confidence out of that.
So the turnover takes it to the 23. Each team now with a turnover here in the first half. And the Bulldogs turn away the Hornets, and it remains a 7-5 game. Kendrick, play action on the keeper. He's at the 25-30 and dragged down at the 31.
Call it a
Cody
bait
Darrow
option.
with the stop. Sorry, Michael.
Running his running back right into the defender.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Raymond Sanders
Here you go.
took
Take
a
the hit.
big hit on the fake.
Take the bait.
Talk about taking one for the team. Second down and a short 3 from the 31. They'll give to Sanders. Dances his way forward, but he's still about a yard shy of the first down, a gain of a yard.
Well, I love the first jump cut, but not the second one.
Yeah.
He didn't need it.
No.
He falls forward. He's got a first.
Put your foot down.
Yep.
Go.
3rd and 1 from the 32-yard line of San Mateo. 6:36 and counting to go here in the first half. It's been an entertaining first half. Fullerton with the 7-5 lead. Taylor in the deep eye. Hornets crowding the line. Flags on the play. This may be a free play. Kendrick rainbows the far side looking for Mason.
Second flag, far side.
This might have been a hold on that far side, Michael.
Either a hole or if the pass is in the air, that's PI.
Yep, PI. And there's one down in the backfield, too. I don't know if that was a late hit, so there may be 3.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of
hat trick
laundry
of
to,
penalties here.
a lot of laundry to sort out.
I'll take some time here, gentlemen. Just let everybody know who's watching. You have some friends, you got some family, want to watch the game live, go to www.socalcollegesports.com or our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. You can watch this game live. You can also watch the archived copy of it.
So we will await the call on multiple
Probably
flags.
Plural, yeah.
What was the hold, number 50? What was the hold?
Our directors today, our co-directors in the broadcast
There are
conference.
3 fouls
Emory
on the
Johnson.
play. All of them will be on the
Matt Henson.
defense. Holding on the defense. Number 37. That penalty will be declined. Offsides on the defense. Number 54. That penalty will be declined. Personal
Matt,
foul,
are we
roughing the
bringing in
passer.
the ref mic?
Number 46. On the defense,
Yeah, so I
that
think we got
penalty
it.
will
There
be
was a hold
enforced.
on the far side on the
Automatic
throw.
first
There
down.
was offsides on Fullerton. Both those declined, and then the late hit on the quarterback, the personal foul. They'll take the 15 yards. That'll take it out to the 47-yard line and a fresh set of downs for College of San Mateo. Well, I guess get your money's worth if you're Fullerton on defense.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, do it all.
They can only take one penalty, so the 15-yarder sets up San Mateo near midfield. Another blitz coming, good protection. Now it starts to break down. Kendrick trying to scramble away. Able to slip away, he's still on his feet. Evades another tackle, he's got to get rid of it, but he's taken down back at the 32-yard line. That's a big loss of 15 yards on the play.
That's unlike him, too.
Jamichael Moore eventually gets the sack, I should say.
Yeah, we got a flag on the field.
Kerry Walker and Moore eventually tracking down Kendrick. The loss all the way back to the 32, and it brings up second down and 25. Well, you have to think at a certain level, guys, that's where you just like to see a quarterback maybe heave it away on the just out of bounds when you're back there 15 yards.
You don't have very many 2nd and 20 calls in your.
Big
maybe that
hole
one.
up the middle. Taylor with running room. He's out to midfield at the 49-yard line. That gets back the sack and a little bit more and sets up 3rd down and 8. It's a 17-yard run for Cameron Taylor. Great job by the 5 up front for San Mateo, and a big hole for Taylor.
Looks like their center's
Trying to
having
come
a little
out.
problem.
For San Mateo, and that would be Jared Huddleston. The snap to Kendrick, stepping up into the pocket, and he's sacked. Cody Darrow gets the sack. 56 sacks as a team on the season coming in for Fullerton, and they can really get after the quarterback. And there they get the sack to kill that drive, and we'll see the punting unit for San Mateo.
It's hard when you're so backed up, but you have to get that short passing game going. These guys can get after it.
I think Kendrick a little shell-shocked right now by the pressure. He's got to do a better job of at least just getting rid of the football. Takes a big sack on that play and multiple sacks on that drive, and here comes the punting unit.
Low kick from Watts. Manyweather's going to let it take a hop, and it's out of bounds.
Yeah, Manyweather not a guy you want to mess with. Just kick it out.
Yeah, that looked well designed there, and Manyweather upwards of about 18 yards per return as a punt returner.
Couple touchdowns this year.
Yeah, absolutely functioning both in the kick returns and punt returns. 4:06 to go.
Hey, how about a shout out to the Manyweather family? We heard from them last year after we didn't get the name right initially, but
Yeah.
we'll take the heat on that.
I mean, we prefer to think of it as they just reached out to, say hi to us. And oh, by the way. But no, it was ended up having a great correspondence with them. And obviously Justin's picked it up here in year 2. Is having another great year.
Yeah.
4 catches here in the first half for Justin Manyweather.
Skelton.
Play action to Hewlett. Skelton has returned. Able to fall forward for a pickup of a couple. Doty in on the stop for San Mateo.
Spencer, we didn't see Photo in the game versus College of the Canyons. Obviously, you talk about a very long list of quarterbacks that you can go to if you're Fullerton. We saw Skelton, we saw Kane Wilson, but early in that game versus College of the Canyons, and you guys had a stellar defense led by Nwachukwu and Dorian Gerald. The 2 dynamic playmakers, but they really didn't have a sense in terms of their identity of what they needed. They were bailed out by a couple of big plays, but they didn't really find their footing offensively until that second half.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, and as you can see throughout this game, once they're rolling, but they struggled to find out what they wanted to do. And I think that's when you have 2 quarterbacks. You don't really have an identity. You know what you kind of want to work. And it
Or
works
in this
out
case,
a lot.
3.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's probably a lot more, to be honest.
They'll keep it on the ground with Hewlett. Runs into his own man, still on his feet, trying to break another tackle, and he eventually is brought down. A gain of about a yard. Dion White eventually with the stop.
What's interesting is I wonder why the quarterback changed now. I mean, yeah, they got no points out of that last drive, but it was a productive drive. So you kind of wonder why the change now. Is that something they planned, or they seeing something we're not?
2nd and 8. Skelton fakes now on the keeper, but he is wrapped up by Dorzell Hicks. And I'll tell you, the way that Hicks is going after a Skelton there, I'd be stupefied if this wasn't a shadow situation where they're obviously very aware of Ladarius Skelton and they probably have one of their linebackers.
Absolutely, they do.
Yeah, that was in our conversation that we had with Coach Owens yesterday. He said, obviously we know what they can do at the QB position from a rushing standpoint. Wilson also gets into the act, but obviously Ladarius Skelton, lead rusher on the team. We got to make sure that we keep an eye on him, and not only that, we have to finish tackles and gain tackle when we find them.
Skelton rolling away from pressure. The pass on the far side incomplete,
Helmet
and that'll
pops
bring
off.
on the punting unit.
Flag.
Looks like Visima lost his helmet.
Wonder if that's that he kept playing without his helmet call.
Well, that would be deeply unfortunate
Is that
for
a
College
penalty?
of San
That
Mateo.
is a penalty now.
So when you lose your penalty
You
or when you lose
lose
your
your
helmet,
helmet,
you
you-
have to
and
disengage.
that's a hard thing to teach somebody to do, especially D lineman
That's
searching for a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Helmet, no helmet, I'm going.
How long
I
is
need that sack.
Personal foul on the defense, number 40. He participated in the
That's
game
such a
without
bad
his helmet.
call.
Well, I
mean,
don't
give him
know
5
what
yards.
were they calling
First
holding on the
down.
defense. I don't
No,
know
it's a
that that
personal
was the
foul.
call.
No, it's a personal foul against number 40. And it's a personal foul. When your helmet comes off, you got to stop playing. And you tell your D lineman these things,
Yeah.
and they're like, Coach, I'm after the quarterback.
They're
And my
aggressive.
helmet came off.
These are aggressive young men.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to bring them back.
And you can't fault them for it. You
know
really
what?
can't.
If
But it
you're-
hurts.
If you're an offensive player, it's the second time we've seen it now. If you're an offensive player, that would make me inclined to pop your helmet off so you have to disengage, especially with one of the lead defenders.
Oh, it happens occasionally. Down there in the trenches with those O-linemen, D-linemen.
The penalty takes it to the 47 of San Mateo. Now the Bulldogs have to regroup quickly. Skelton under pressure. He's going to tuck it and run. He's got running room. He's at the 35-30, 25 down to the 20 before he's finally brought down. Well, they had Skelton pretty well surrounded, but he's able to find a little lane, and it turns that into a 28-yard run down to the 19-yard line.
Coach asked earlier about why the quarterback changed, and I think that's honestly the reason is he's probably the best athlete on the field, so getting him the ball.
Yeah, obviously I see that now. He's pretty special.
Rolling right, Skelton dumps it short, completes it to Johnson, who breaks a tackle at the 15 down to the 10. So Johnson takes it down to the 9. That is very near the first down marker again. Well, this is tough, but I made the point that the Bulldogs have to find their way out of this in a hurry. They thought they were getting off the field, then it turns out it's a personal foul penalty. They're still out here, but this is just a 2-point game, and the Hornets appear to be taking advantage here. They've got some momentum. First and goal from the 9. Skelton on the keeper. Hit at the 10.
Incomplete pass.
Yeah, the ends are
That was
starting
a
to settle
shovel
in and
pass.
slow it down a
Second
little bit.
down.
Letting that defensive backfield and those linebackers catch up. He took a
Toa.
shot right there, though.
Toa Iafeta on the stop. A loss of a yard. Well, they'll say he got back to the line. Second and goal from the 9. 1:43 to go here in the first half. And here comes Foto. So Foto will replace Skelton at quarterback. Hewlett in the backfield with it. Has the snap. Foto looking left, guns it into the end zone. Nobody home. Nearly picked off.
And Photo takes another shot there. Those adds up.
Hicks, Reuben Baker Lynch were both in the area. Third down and goal now from the 8-yard line of San Mateo. The Hornets lead it by 2, and they're looking for more. Well, where do you go here if you're Fullerton? And this is where Fullerton, a bit of a blessing and a curse here, guys, because they spread the ball around so well. You don't really have one guy that you look for here. On the other hand, you
Fullerton
can
College
exploit a
has
matchup
called their
potentially.
second timeout of the half.
Especially being at the 8-yard line, it's definitely 2-down territory, especially for them.
Yeah. And we've seen
Well,
that
from
already.
from what we've seen, they don't. They seem to eschew the field goal.
Oh, yeah.
Fullerton takes a timeout with 1:39 to go in the first half. Fullerton on top 7-5. You're watching the 3C2A football championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third and goal from the 8-yard line. Skelton has returned at quarterback. For Fullerton has receivers left and right. Looking left. Completes it to Johnson at the 5. Johnson tries a stiff arm. He's near the pylon, but he's short. They'll say he's out of bounds at about the 2, where it'll be 4th down for Fullerton.
And they're going to go for it, aren't they? Again.
Well, this is where Skelton, 18 rushing touchdowns on the season, is so very dangerous. They'll line up quickly. Skelton. They tried the read option, and he's hit in the backfield and dropped.
Wow.
Tua Tavaki not fooled on the play. See if we can get a look at the replay very quickly.
2 huge red zone stops from San Mateo. And we're still only in a 2-point game.
Yeah, this is where the read option's so effective, but what a great job by the Bulldogs being ready for that play. Exactly. And Tua Tavaki just lowers the boom.
And attacking that mesh, that's a huge thing. He attacked the mesh, and that's what worked out for him.
So, yeah, so easy to overlook that while they're going for it on 4th down here, they're coming away with nothing rather than a couple of chip shot field goals that might have them up like 8 points. Instead, it's still a 2-point game. So there's a lot of risk involved in doing that, and we'll see here in the second half. If that ends up being meaningful, you have the feeling that it will. Taylor on the carry. Meanwhile, out to the 16-yard line.
And, you know, for that defense, obviously 2 long drives that they've given up, but they come off the field with more confidence in the offense. And that really is going to feed into that second half if you know, Fullerton doesn't start putting some points on the board.
Yeah, the Hornets now 1 of 3 on 4th down in the first half, and that is decidedly below their clip for the season that was up over 60%. So they're not accustomed to having this kind of trouble converting either on 4th down. You can understand where their confidence might be.
And as a defensive coordinator here on the sideline, it's a very different feel now. We just gave up a long drive, and we have some things to fix. But, hey, We got off without any points. So now everybody's engaged. Okay, what do we got to fix, Coach? What do we got to get going? And versus the other way around.
Taylor brought down, no gain on the plate. Well, maybe got just enough to move the chains, and he did. So he gets about a yard. 42 seconds and counting, and you certainly have the feeling that the Bulldogs would be more than happy to just run this one out and head into the locker room trailing it just 7-5. And guys, I think that's mission accomplished in the first half for San Mateo.
Absolutely.
Back to Taylor, trying to circle left. And you see Taj Jones in there trying to rip that ball out, and a good job by Taylor holding on to that football, keeping it away. He does lose a yard back to the
Fullerton
15,
College
but that will
has
likely
called
do
their
it for the first half.
third and final timeout of the half.
So Fullerton's going to use their final timeout here with 15 seconds remaining. Well, we'll talk a little bit more at halftime, but let's take it to you guys. And in the coaching situation, we've talked a little bit about where San Mateo is. Where's Fullerton, and what do they need to do? What do they need to change, if anything? They've had some success moving the ball, but they only have the 2-point lead. Where do you go if you're Fullerton?
Well, it depends on how they weather the storm. I believe that's how it's going to. I think that's how it's going to play out. They weather the storm and able to stick to their
Clock operator, please
to what they
reset
wanna
the game
accomplish
clock to
throughout the
21
game.
seconds.
I think they'll be fine if they
21.
let this affect, or if they try to change what they do on their side. That could really change this game to San Mateo's side.
Absolutely, and they have no reason to change. I'd be interested to see the halftime stats. They've been moving the ball very productively. They're just not coming away with points. So I think the coaches will point that out to them as long as that O-line can believe that, and still feel that and have another 2 quarters in them, because they haven't been in very many 4-quarter ball games. And like you said, they tend to rotate in those situations. So if that O-line and that offense can stay motivated, then get it going again.
Yeah, they've outgained San Mateo 177 to 119 total yards so far in the first half. Kendrick on the keeper, and he's going to head out of bounds.
Yeah.
Well, that'll bring up third down. Fullerton out of timeouts. They did readjust the clock, so we're back to 16 seconds. And if you're San Mateo, you need to find a way to stay in bounds here above all.
Take a knee.
And to get out and get to the locker room. The Hornets cannot stop the clock. So as long as you stay in bounds, the Bulldogs.
That's scary. Punting to that returner, too, if they're going to have to do that.
Yeah, I imagine from a coaching standpoint, boy, you just don't want that punting unit out there at all. If you can avoid it, a lot can go wrong. They just keep it on the ground straight up the middle with Taylor, and that will do it for the first half. We head to the locker room. Fullerton on top of College of San Mateo, 7-5. Here in the 3C2A Football Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Fullerton, San Mateo here at the half, 7-5. Fullerton with a 2-point lead, and man, what a defensive performance from both teams. Coach Osterhout, John Osterhout from American River, you fell at the hands of San Mateo in the NCFA championship. What did you see in that first half? Why is San Mateo being so impressive against a team that came in averaging over 50 a game?
I think this falls directly in line with San Mateo's game plan. I mean, this is the type of football team that you see week in and week out from San Mateo. They're going to play smart, tough, dependable on the defensive side of the football, and they're going to try and wear you out with the run game. And I think it plays right in line with San Mateo's game plan, but Fullerton's going to come in and make some adjustments here in the second half, and I think we've got a great ball game on our hands.
One storyline in that first half that I think is very important is the two decisions to go for it on fourth down in the red zone, potentially 6 points taken off the board. Did those calls surprise you from a Fullerton coaching standpoint, or is that how you would have liked to have played it as well?
I think them coming out aggressive on the first opportunity. You know, they converted on the fourth down, then had an opportunity down as they got down inside the 2-yard line, and they went for it, and obviously San Mateo held strong. And then I think coming back in the second time on the fourth down conversion, it was kind of forced their hands to go for it. But certainly I think they'll look back and go, like, boy, that's 6 points taken off the board to make it a 13-5 game with an 8-point lead. That's a tough one to to live with at this point in time.
Another angle to consider, the kicking game, not exactly one of the strongest points for Fullerton coming in. You talked about it in the kicking game, 4 of 9 from field goals. Does that, obviously, as a from a coaching standpoint, that probably makes you think about it a little bit?
I think that's certainly factored in, and then probably trying to get some momentum going on their side of the football. With being a team that scored 70-plus in the SoCal championship game, I think they felt, hey, we can break their back with a score down in both these regions. So we'll see how it plays out.
What do you expect here in the second half?
I think it's going to be a tough as nails down to the wire. I mean, San Mateo's played in a lot of football games, accustomed to tight environment with where they're currently at. I think it bodes well for them come here in the second half.
State championship hangs in the balance. The Hornets, the Bulldogs, coming up the second half on SoCal College Sports.
getting set to start the second half from Hughes Stadium on the campus of Sacramento City College. The 3C2A football championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com, 7-5. The Hornets leading the Bulldogs as we start the third quarter. Fullerton will have it first in the white jerseys, working from left to right here in the third. Watts has it teed up, and we're ready to go. Tight first half. Hornets with a couple of chances in the red zone, but turned away on fourth down on 2 occasions, and they settle for a 2-point lead and another pooch kick on the far side. And that will set up the Hornets with pretty good field position.
Well, we start the second half here, and I want to take a moment here to recognize
illegal
school that
kick
we
out of
work with,
bounds
and we're very
by
close
the kicking
with,
team.
That's Ventura College, and obviously they're going
The ball
through a
will be
lot right
placed
now
at
with
the
all fires in their
35,
area.
first down.
And a shout out to their program, their entire athletic program, and in particular Will Cowan. That program very affected by they were front row seat for that. So I want to wish everybody well for that program, and guys, we're thinking about you. We hope everybody's okay.
From the 35, Skelton on the keeper, and he's got running room. He's into Bulldog territory, dragging tacklers all the way down to the 37. Jackson and Blackman combining on the stop, but not before Skelton rips off a gain of 28 yards. Hornets working quickly. This time it's Hewlett sweeping to the near side, but he's hit behind the line and dropped.
That's a terrific pursuit there on the near side, and Hewlett really nowhere to go. And we talked about being indecisive. We see the indecision obviously costing Hewlett right there.
Hicks, I should say Jalen Hicks and Dorzell Hicks combining on the stop. 4-yard loss, second down and 14. Quick throw completed inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line.
Third and long, I think it's important that San Mateo, we talked about them gaining a lot of confidence, but with that confidence, their play total is starting to, rise there on that defense, and they need to take opportunities like this third and long and get off the field.
The completion to Wilson sets up a 3rd down and 8. Straight drop for Skelton, steps up into the pocket, and he's going to be sacked. Mounja and Vicema combining on the sack back at the 38-yard line. And after the big run by Skelton set the Hornets up, they can advance no further, and on comes the punting unit here early in the third. Now, this is a bit of a theme here, guys. Every time the Bulldog defense has needed to step up, just when you think they might be reeling a little bit or back on their heels, they come up with a couple of big plays and they do it again.
Might be a situation here for a little fake punt maybe.
Yeah, keep an eye on this part of the field. Instead, it's a pooch kick. Takes a bounce inside the 5, down to the goal line.
I thought that hit the edge.
Very close, but they're going to say it's down at the 1. What a great job, a 37-yard punt. And now it's the Bulldogs that will start from the shadow of their own goalpost. And this mirrors a point early in the game when the Hornets had to start from their own 2. And we saw a safety. And with these defenses, the way that they've been so aggressive, this is a particularly dangerous point for this Bulldog offense.
Interesting decision for them to punt the ball there, too, deep in their end zone. A little different than their theme, I think, in the first half.
Yeah, that's true.
And now it looks like maybe they're playing some field position now.
Has had enough of going for it, but that time he goes to the punt, and it works out well. They have him at the 1. Taylor in the backfield with Kendrick. Kendrick has gone the whole way. We've seen a lot of Sean Aquina this season, but not at all today. It's been Miles Kendrick going the route. They'll work from the pistol. The snap to Kendrick. Wants to throw from his own end zone. Steps up, but nobody home. Mason, maybe the intended receiver.
That's a safety. I don't think
the Hornets.
I don't think he was out of the box.
There it
Want
is.
the intentional grounding, and there's the flag.
And that happened in the end zone. This can be safety.
It absolutely is. Well, Kendrick was under pressure, and I have the feeling, and I don't know if we have the replay going here. I believe that we should.
Intentional
get a look
grounding.
at this one again, but I see some happy feet here
On
as
the
well
offense,
from
number
Kendrick,
1.
and I think that's that
Penalty
pressure
occurred
that
in
you
the
see
end
from the
zone.
Hornets front 4 and
Safety.
on those blitzes throughout this game.
Yeah, they've got to stay out of those situations where those D linemen are really, pinning their ears back. And again, that situation there, that's not San Mateo's strength. in those situations.
So the teams trade safeties here today, and it's 9-5. Back to a 4-point lead, and perhaps just as importantly, the Hornets should get it with very good field position here.
I wonder what the prop bet was on that.
Who'd you have in the coin toss? It's always the big prop bet, I believe. Not that we would wager on such things.
No, informational purposes only, sir.
That's right. 12:54 to go in the third, and the Hornet defense comes up with the safety. Now they'll get it back.
Well, how about a shout out to all the schools that we worked with this season? College of the Canyons, obviously, we had an opportunity to cover them. Coach Ayacinda, Jesse Munoz, the entire crew. Spencer, obviously part of that family. Antelope Valley, ELAC, East Los Angeles College, and very gracious to everybody who allowed us to provide them coverage this season, trying to heighten up the awareness of the sport, and they showed well.
Well, I could speak as far as College of the Canyons that we absolutely love having you guys. The kids love it. It's good for having the kids see it, have their families see it back home. And I think it's a huge thing. They all go back and they watch the film as soon as they get home. So that works for us too as well. So it's good.
From a coaching standpoint, that's great.
Oh,
Hey, Coach, I've already seen the already seen the film.
Yeah, we personally would like everybody's assignment to be to watch the video, if possible.
We just want to up the numbers.
That's definitely going around in Santa Clarita, I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you what, as a defensive coordinator, I like watching them too. You see some things you don't see on film.
Yeah.
Exchange of personnel, things like that.
Meanwhile, the Hornets, after the return, set up in San Mateo territory at the 48 to throw deep downfield.
That's picked.
Nearly picked off, and they're going to say it's incomplete.
I don't know about that one.
We'll get the replay. That was very, very close. Photo takes a shot down the field.
Matt, did we have a pretty good shot of it?
It looked like Jamari Jackson tried to pick that one off his shoe tops.
What's the verdict? Was that a pick or was that that hit the ground there, Emery?
Hornets working quickly here. 2nd and 10 from the San Mateo 48. Photo looking right, dumps it in the flat and completes it to the 45 and down to about the 42. Hewlett with the catch.
That's pretty impressive there from Hewlett, able to stick his hand in the ground and then basically swim forward with another extra yard.
Yeah, Hewlett, 4 catches out of the backfield.
I'm really impressed with him.
6-yard gain, and it's 3rd down and 4 from the Bulldog 42. Photo with Hewlett behind him. Has the snap. They give it to Hewlett, and flags come in. They're going to whistle the play dead.
False
Shout out
start
to COC.
on the
How
offense.
about Coach Jaleka?
Number 2.
He texted me last
5
night.
yards, still third.
Coach Perry Jaleka of Antelope Valley College and Coach Bobby Godinez for ELAC.
Yeah. No, this is a huge thing.
5-yard penalty for a false start, and 3rd and 4 becomes 3rd and 9 from the 47. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Photo has the snap, 4-man rush, good protection, looking deep down the near side, incomplete. Hendy had very good coverage. He was trying to find Wilson.
Coach, as a defensive coordinator, Nino, you have to be really proud. Henry getting his head around on that play. It's so crucial.
Absolutely.
Not picking up a flag there.
And staying on top and staying patient and really just keeping good body position. And I was kind of surprised that ball was thrown there. I thought that was good coverage all the way around.
4th down, and the punting unit on. Bulldog defense comes up big again. The snap, Estrada. End over end kick. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 16-yard line. And that's where San Mateo will take over with 11:49 to go in the third.
Well, the rest of this game will be broadcast live here from Sacramento City College. What a terrific venue here, Hughes Stadium, on the campus of Sacramento City. And I want to let everybody know, www.socalcollegesports.com. That's our website. You can go and watch the game after the fact. You can watch the rest of this game and the game in its entirety on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. You got an Apple TV, you got an Xbox One, upscale 1080p 4K.
Snap to Kendrick. Quick shovel pass to Latu, and he weaves his way forward for a pickup of a couple.
Well, I have an iPhone, so Apple automatically has to get a plug.
So here they're back in that some of that formation that we saw earlier in the game, where you're going to see number 11 getting the ball a little bit on the option plays.
Offset I formation. 2nd down and 7 from the 19. Taylor tries to work his way left, but he's hit and stopped. Darrow brings him down at the line, and it's quickly 3rd down and 7 to go for San Mateo. San Mateo just 1 of 6 on 3rd down today.
You start seeing a lot of movement up front on the D-line, and I think that's affecting them too, especially with that zone read stuff. If they slant into the right place, they could disrupt that in the backfield.
Coach, if I'm Miles Kendrick, obviously Fullerton wants to play very aggressive up front. How about a hard count?
No, yeah, he definitely should. They're susceptible to it. I know we got him a couple times, but as he tried right now, it did not work.
Guess he heard me.
Yeah.
Your voice carries
call,
a little
Coach.
bit. All the way up here in the box.
He's got us in the helmet.
They're showing blitz. Here they come. Kendrick, straight drop, steps up, has good protection, guns it over the middle. Through the hands of Bullock. He nearly had the interception. Now a very late flag comes in.
There's contact there, and this, I believe, is going to go against Cody Darrow.
The pass.
He had coverage up top there, Jeffrey, and I think there was contact made. We're going to see the replay here.
The pass intended for Anthony Mason, and it was Bullock who nearly had the pick. But they may be talking about a late hit here.
Yeah, Kendricks took a shot right there.
Well, we have, was it 2 flags on the field or just 1?
Well, one came in very late
Pass
in the defensive
interference
backfield.
against the offense.
PA
Number
offense.
16.
Wow, you don't see that.
Penalty is declined. Results 4th down.
Okay, so they're going to call this on Mason, but it'll be declined, obviously, and it'll be a 3 and out. And that will bring on Watson, the punting unit, for College of San Mateo. Time of possession slightly in favor of Fullerton. Fullerton, one of those curious cases, as we've talked about. Very good running game, but don't exactly grind you down. What'd you say, Nino? 3rd from the bottom in time
Second from the or 2nd or 3rd, yeah, from the bottom in time of possession
on the season. That one nearly blocked.
Flag on the field.
Bulldogs will down it at the 47, but there is a flag back in the backfield.
It's going to be making
gonna be
contact.
5,
This can be 5. Contact with the punter.
Well, do they differentiate here between running and roughing, or is this automatic?
No, they definitely differentiate. And punter gave his best to try and get the 15, but I don't think his Oscar performance got it for him.
Yeah, I think he needs to take a couple soccer classes. Maybe he would have been getting the call.
Rolled around a little bit.
And here's the call.
Running into the kicker. On the defense. That is a 5-yard penalty. Will be assessed at the end of the kick. 1st down.
So they'll back it up from the end of the play.
Yeah, I think they want to re-kick here. That was a bit of a shank.
Yeah, it's not. It was a short kick.
Should be 5-yard, 4th down.
A 5-yard and then replay.
Yeah, 5 yard. That puts you at 4th and 1, 4th and 2. It was 4th and 7.
So they'll come back on.
Correction on the enforcement. San Mateo is elected to take the 5 yards. Repeat, 4th down.
So they'll kick it now from the 24.
I got a question for you, Coach, and obviously the defense has played very well in the red zone. Is this 4-down opportunity here or 4th down, maybe thinking about it since you've been so good with a shorter field?
I think you have to play the field position battle because there's not a lot of points getting scored right now. So I think you play the field position battle, get it away, and then if you're probably closer to the 50, you go ahead and take that.
Gotcha.
You don't want to give it to them on too close of a field, and I think they can make you they can punish you if it's too close.
Because if you don't get it out of bounds, you got Justin Manyweather back there.
Oh yeah.
And Manyweather waits at midfield for the kick from Watts. Snap to Watts. Better kick. Manyweather backing up, signals for a fair catch, and makes it at the 36.
That's an impressive kick right there.
40 yards, no return. And the Hornets will take over from their own 36-yard line, 10:16 to go here in the 3rd quarter, leading at 9-5.
Wind's starting to pick up a little bit.
Well, before the game, it was a little bit windy down on the field. Photo will come on in the backfield with Hewlett for the Hornets. Seen both Photo and Skelton today. Photo led the scoring drive back in the 1st quarter. Wilson in motion. Photo with a deep drop. Flags come in. Photo scrambling to his left, evades a couple of tacklers. He's out to the 50. into Bulldog territory, finally dragged down by Baker Lynch at the 41, but you have the feeling this is coming back.
Yep, he already signaled holding, coming back.
And I think it still comes down to protecting Photo.
Holding.
I think they're protecting.
On the offense, number 69.
Getting a look at the replay
10
here.
yards, replay first.
An obvious hold there on the left edge.
Yeah, they have to protect him. If they don't protect him, like I said, bad things happen. He's able to efficiently move the ball down the field, but they're not giving him much protection, and he's not comfortable on the run.
Yeah, if it's Photo or Wilson, you have to go out. I mean, Wilson probably a little bit more effective with his legs than Photo, but you got to get to him.
1st and 20 after the holding penalty. They empty the backfield. Hewlett in motion. Setting up the quick jet screen to Johnson. Johnson through a little lane. He's got running room. Johnson at midfield to the 45-40. Hit at the 35. He's still on his feet. Now they wrap him up and bring him down at about the 38-yard line. But a big gain for the Hornets into Bulldog territory.
Marcus Grossman is out on the field. He's going to stay out there because you're going to be in the hurry up, but he is hobbling, and lead receiver coming in here for the Hornets. Something to keep an eye on.
So Robert Johnson takes it all the way to the 38-yard line, and the Hornets quickly on the move. Flags come in on the snap.
Ball start. On the offense, number
False start
69.
penalty. That was a
5 yards,
36-yard
first
gain
down.
on the quick screen to Johnson, but the Hornets immediately back up 5 yards. The Hornets among the most penalized teams in the SCFA this season, but that often seems to be the case. The top teams paradoxically seem to be among the most penalized year after year. Grossman in motion. Photo. Quick pitch to Hewlett. Hewlett working his way on the far side. Doty forces him out. No gain on the play.
San Mateo's defense still doing a really good job with Fullerton's tailback, just really not letting him get into space. If he gets into space, he will be trouble.
Well, I really feel like part of the success for the Bulldogs in this matchup is the lateral speed sideline to sideline. I think that's really affecting the Hornets offensively.
And making their tackles when they get there.
Yep.
You know, not getting him a second opportunity to get going.
2nd down and 15. Crowd making some noise. Snap to Photo. Read option. Photo on the keeper. And he gains about a yard.
That did not look pretty, boys.
There's a big difference in those quarterbacks in athleticism.
Oh, yeah.
And it shows right there.
Photo getting to his feet, and he's hobbling somewhat. It was a gain of about a yard on the play.
Yeah, Rashad Harris, the center. If we can see a replay on that, Matty, of the line, you see Photo go into it, and it just looked like Harris gets rolled up on.
8:35 to go in the third. We'll step aside. 9-5 Fullerton on top of San Mateo. It's the 3C2A Football Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third down and 14 for the Hornets. The Hornets 4 of 10 on third down today. But they face a 3rd and long here from the Bulldog 42-yard line. Again, they empty the backfield. Snap to Photo, 4-man rush. Photo with a good pocket, airs it out on the near side. His receiver goes down, and Hendy's got the pick. Hendy will be brought down at about the 10. He was looking for Johnson, and it looked like Johnson really just slipped and fell. And Hendy, as we'll take a look at the replay, able to just play center field and bring it down. And again, if you look ahead, again, this does function somewhat as a punt, you'd have to believe, for Fullerton, as San Mateo will take over at about their 10-yard line.
And San Mateo's DB's there. I don't know if the replay's coming up or not, but again, just doing a really good job of staying on top, being patient, keeping a good body position, and really there's nowhere to throw the ball. And I think, like you said, he's just trying to throw it away. And hope for a play.
Yeah, one of the things that's been so impressive, as you talked about, Nino, is no matter how much the Hornets try to set up that big play, they just don't seem to be able to get anything really downfield. It's a very disciplined defense. Meanwhile, Kendrick on the keeper weaves his way forward. He's out to the 19. He's near the first down marker.
Seems like they're trying to chip away again.
I think you're going to see Coach Pollock really slow his offense down. His defense has been on the field. Their defense has been on the field for a long time. He's going to try and give them a breather. You'll see that ball snapping with, 8-7 seconds left in the play clock.
I'm not sure. I'm going by memory, but I believe San Mateo's only had 3 plays here in the third quarter so far. I think it was a quick 3 and out on their one drive. Taylor has the first down. Out to the 25-yard line, so they move the change. Fress set it down, 7:38 to go in the third. 9-5, Fullerton with the lead over San Mateo. Hornets trying to repeat as 3C2A champions here in 2017. And College of San Mateo trying to send Coach Larry Owens out on, well, I suppose what would be the all-time high note. Not much better way to finish up a career than wrapping it up with a champion.
You talk about a punctuation mark on the career. San Mateo looking for their first title as a program. The last time they were in this game, it was in the north. It was 7-6, and Mount Sac prevailed in that one, 2009, I believe.
Darrow brings down Taylor at the 28, a gain of 3. Second down and 7.
And I can attest that, Butte College having won 2 of these games, winning this game feels pretty good. And it's going to feel good for a long time. And if this is your last one, that's going to feel real good.
Kendrick working out of the pistol. Quick pitch to Latu. Slips a tackle in the backfield. He's at the 30 and cut down at the 32-yard line. A gain of about 3. Brings up a big third down and 4.
God, the defense is just so fast for Fullerton in pursuit. It gets there quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Come at you with a lot of speed and in waves. Very deep defense as well, a lot of personnel.
Coach, I wanted to talk about the attrition factor. Traveling up from the south, that's a long trip. Does that maybe affect the stamina a little bit of the Fullerton College players? Do you think that maybe plays in a bit?
I think it does eventually. I think just being able to travel that far and then having to play a big physical game, I think that hurts. And I think it ends up with probably a little bit of injuries, and it makes it a little bit tougher on the legs.
Kendrick on the scramble, gets away from Otto, and he's got the first down and more. Kendrick into Fullerton territory, forced out of bounds at the 43-yard line. 25 yards on the scramble as we'll look at the replay, and Otto's got a chance here, and Kendrick able to just slip away and then find a lane on that far side.
And, Fullerton bought that same blitz. They were bringing quite a bit in the first half. And I think San Mateo did a little better job picking it up, giving him a little chance. And then, pocket started, as it started to collapse, he took off.
Yeah, great awareness from Kendrick. The coverage was good, and Kendrick had to tuck it and try and find something, and he did. They're at the Fullerton 43. They fake, pitch it to Latu again. Latu hit at the line, but manages to churn his legs for a gain of about 3. Down to the 40. Farmer and Darrow on the stop.
You're looking here for maybe a big play coming up to San Mateo's receiver, number 81.
Yeah, Rajay Johnson. Johnson with 1 catch so far today. But he is always a threat. Over 1,200 yards receiving on the season. And he's over there locked up on the near side with Taj Jones, a returning sophomore. Terrific cover corner for the Hornets. 2nd and 7 from the 40. Play action, Kendrick guns it on the far side. Incomplete to Latu. Bulldogs will face another third down. This is a 3rd and 7. They're 2 of 8 on third down so far today. Just picked up a big one to extend this drive on the previous series. 4:33 to go in the third. Snap to Kendrick, blitz coming, good protection. Completes it to Johnson at the 32-yard line. Little shove after the play from Rajay Johnson, but no flags.
That's a good no call there. Taj Jones is getting a little frisky. Rajay, haven't really heard a lot from him. Just a little bit of a push off there. No, I don't think any ill intent. Just, hey, just get off me, bud.
This is a big game, and, emotions are going to be high.
The completion takes it to the Fullerton 31. Second third down conversion on this drive. The Bulldogs moving the football to the Fullerton 31. Kendrick still looking, fires over everybody, looking for Latu, who was well covered by Farmer.
Cameron Taylor does a pretty good job of holding his block there and not allowing Kendrick to get obliterated.
Well, we saw a similar play to that on a one where they really set up Kendrick.
Really, I think it was the same
he had to make a throw with a defender bearing down on him. And he's shown a lot of toughness today, and I think that's one of my all-time understatements on the day. But Miles Kendrick has really taken a beating back there. But here he is, leading his team downfield, looking for the lead potentially. 2nd and 10 from the 31. Back to the ground with Taylor. Taylor breaking a couple of tackles inside the 25, and he takes a big hit at the 24. 3rd down and 2 upcoming after an 8-yard run.
Yeah, a little help from Mikey Grandy, the offensive lineman. That's a bit of a statement push, gentlemen.
This is Mateo's comfort zone. They want to grind it out. They want to make you play physical football. We'll see if Fullerton's tough enough.
Meanwhile, we should point out that I thought that Politaibo had returned, but we've not seen Politaibo, so check that. They go with the read option. Kendrick dives forward to the 20, and he's got the 1st down. Another 3rd down conversion on this drive. A lengthy drive for the Bulldogs, all the way down to the Fullerton 20, 1st and 10. "11 plays on this drive. A drive that's taken over 5 minutes off the clock for San Mateo, and they have a fresh set of downs at the 20. Play action, dumps it to Latu. Latu down to the 15, and a late flag comes in.
I wonder if that's going to be on Johnson. Coach, did he hold his block a little bit too much? Yeah.
I believe so. Get outside the frame.
Yep.
He didn't
Hands
just hold his
outside.
block, he held.
He held, yeah. Keep those hands inside.
Holding on the offense, number 81. 10 yards.
Yeah, Johnson indeed
Spot of the foul, 1st down.
called for the hold. That'll back it up to the 30, and it'll be 1st and 20.
Gentlemen, what's the likelihood this next play goes right back to Johnson? Hey, you know what? You just cost us 10 yards. Respond for me in a big way, big dog.
Yeah, you can see with them. You might see something like that. Just something to get him his confidence back, because they're going to need to make a big play here soon.
We got the live stats going that provided today by David Silverstein.
Spotted at the 29. Snap to Kendrick. Stepping up in the pocket, makes a little move. He's still on his feet, but he's brought down after a gain of a yard. Kendrick able to evade pressure, but not the second wave. Second and long. 2:22 and counting remaining in the 3rd. Taylor in the backfield with Kendrick. Johnson and Latu on the near side. They have all the catches today for San Mateo. Blitz coming. Kendrick steps up, completes it to Latu. Latu dragging a couple of tacklers down to the 19-yard line, just past the original line of scrimmage, where it'll be 3rd down and long.
High praise from Coach Owens and talking about Latu yesterday in our conversation with him. Obviously, Rajay Johnson gets a lot of the run in terms of notoriety, but Latu just very underrated. Nobody sees him coming, and obviously a big factor into the success of this San Mateo Bulldog program.
You know, you see the Hornets come on the blitz there, and that's a lot of pressure on Farmer, who's got the coverage on Latu, and that's literally a touchdown-saving tackle by Farmer on Latu because nobody's back there. 3rd and long. Kendrick looking for Johnson. He was double covered. The throw behind him. And the pass incomplete, and 4th down upcoming.
Little confusion there between the receiver and the quarterback. Looked like the receiver was breaking in and quarterback was thrown to the sideline.
Well, the kicking game this season has been pretty good for San Mateo.
And we have seen Watts connect on a field goal from 36 yards out already today. This one will also be from 36. Come from the left hash. Watts ready. Here's the snap. High snap placement down. It's blocked. The Hornets with the block. Keep an eye. Trying to set up a return.
Tossed it.
The quick lateral and finally forced out of bounds short of the 40. But the Hornets with a big play on special teams to get the block and good penetration and the high snap, and Watts can't get it down and get the kick away.
Yeah, we see the high snap there, but honestly, I think there was enough penetration. I don't think that kick was getting off anyway.
No.
15-play drive ends with no points, but it does take about 7 minutes off the clock.
And the silver lining is you keep your defense fresh off of the field.
So here comes the Hornet offense. Ladarius Skelton returns at quarterback, so they continue to shuffle between Photo and Skelton. Skelton's ready. 4 wide receivers. Little hesitation. Skelton going to keep it, and he is tripped up behind the line. Mounja.
He's really having a day today.
Well, this Bulldog defense having a day. And they got to keep it up.
A loss of a yard, and it's 2nd down and 11. The Hornets quickly back to the line in their customary no huddle. Quick screen to Hewlett. Tiptoeing the far side, and Hewlett out past the 40 to the 45, call it the 46. That's a 10-yard gain, sets up 3rd down and 1 for Fullerton. And the Hornets, despite the gaudy rushing numbers on the season, haven't had a whole lot of success running the football today. Under 100 yards here late in the 3rd quarter.
How many yards receiving does their tailback have?
I will check that for you as Hewlett gets the call over his left guard and is able to fall forward just enough to move the chains. He picked up a couple.
See, at the end of that play, Skelton comes out and puts a block on Deion White, gets into his face.
Yeah.
Starting to get chippy out there, boys.
Hewlett with 43 yards rushing now on 17 carries, but he also has chipped in with 5 catches for 37 yards.
Yeah. A lot of those just swings and dumps in the flat, long handoffs.
Well, such a nice bonus to have when you have a receiver with good hands. Safety
the end of the
blanket for
third
that
quarter.
quarterback. End of the 3rd quarter, 9-5, Fullerton with the lead. 15 minutes to go in the 3C2A football championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Start of the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 6 for Fullerton from the San Mateo 49-yard line. Grossman in motion. Skelton has the snap. Straight drop. Looking downfield, dumps it short to Hewlett, and he dropped it.
One of the few times Hewlett not sure-handed out of the backfield, and that's a big play. A lot of green in front of him. And he tried to run before he caught it.
He's been effective, real effective, catching the ball out of the backfield today, though.
Big third down coming up.
3rd down and 6 from the 49. The Bulldog defense trying to get off the field one more time. Skelton has receivers left and right, looking right, throws, and it's short. Pass intended for Johnson.
That's a pressure.
Mecky Blackman had the coverage. 4th down, and here comes the punting unit. Estrada on for the Hornets.
You hear someone always yelling, "Get check, fake, believe fake." This would be a time right here.
Here's the snap and the kick away. Low kick, end over end. Mason lets it bounce. Going to field it on a bounce, and he fields it cleanly, and he's tripped up at the 11.
Look at that sideline over there, too.
That's a huge play, and that's Justin McCauley.
On the kick coverage, and he had a little room, but boy, I'm here just watching the game, and that made me a little nervous fielding that punt on one bounce like that at your own 11-yard line, but Mason very sure-handed, and he's able to at least keep the football. But the Bulldogs will start with a long way to go at their own 12-yard line, 1st and 10.
Gentlemen, I don't think anybody in the broadcast booth here expected this. Fullerton as we head into the 4th quarter, only 94 yards net rushing on the game. San Mateo getting the better of them in that regard, 130 yards themselves.
Yeah, to put that in perspective, Fullerton averaging 273 yards on the ground this season. Taylor twisting his way forward to the 15, a gain of about 3.
And it's Taylor leading the way with 83 yards coming into that carry there. Miles Kendrick, 55 yards on the ground. Jared Latu also with 16 yards rushing from the wide receiver spot. For Fullerton, it's Skelton leading the way as usual, 67 yards on the ground. Hewlett with 48.
Taylor straight ahead, and he absorbs a big hit at the 19-yard line. Caleb Johnson.
It's a pretty good job by Taylor falling forward after such a big hit.
It's hard to tell between Johnson and Darrow. Interesting, these defenses mirror each other in a lot of ways, and it starts with very good linebacking.
Yeah.
Darrow, we've talked a lot about Dorzell Hicks today, Stephen Doty leading the way, but Cody Darrow and Caleb Johnson, Roy Otto, just a terrific linebacking unit for the Hornets as well.
They can fly around.
3rd down and 4, and a flag comes in before the snap.
Snap infraction on the center, number 71. 5 yards, still 3rd.
False start. That'll make it 3rd down and 9. Latu, the leading receiver so far with 6 catches, is in the slot at the top of your screen. Out there with Anthony Mason, and then solo to the near side is Roger Johnson, who has a couple of catches, but a constant deep threat. Hornets again showing blitz. They come on the delayed blitz. Kendrick steps up, guns it for Johnson, has the catch at the 25. Jones finally forces him down with a little help from Jacob Jones at the 29-yard line, but that is good enough for the 1st down as Johnson has his 3rd catch today. They'll spot it at the 29. That's a huge 3rd down pickup. And guys, I'm impressed with the way that the Bulldogs have been a lot better on 3rd down in this second half, been able to extend some drives.
Yeah.
It all starts with that protection.
Play action, back to Johnson. Nearly picked off, but Johnson makes the catch. Jones was thinking about a pick 6. Instead,
Kendrick took a big hit.
Out to the 37-yard line. Sorry, Michael.
From Caleb Johnson coming in on the backside, on the blind side. Kendrick does get it away, but takes a shot.
2nd down and 2. Johnson starting to step it up. He's got 4 catches now. Pistol formation. Kendrick has the snap, play action, right back to Johnson. Johnson takes a big hit from Jones right away.
Got the first.
They needed 2, and he picks up 3, so it moves the chains. Well, no, is there an adjustment here? Because we've seen a few throws to Johnson, and is this a sign maybe that they've kind of given up on the deep ball to Johnson? They're now just going to start trying to work him the ball underneath.
Well, they're just going to keep matriculating down the field, and they're going to look for their opportunity to take a shot real quick. And you can see the corner starting to change coverage back and forth with Johnson, and so San Mateo is going to try and find that rhyme and rhythm and take advantage of it when they can.
Meanwhile, Taylor finds a little lane. He's out to the 47, 48-yard line. Are you saying that they're setting him up?
Well, I don't want to make any bold predictions, but like I said earlier, around this type of a game, you might see Johnson show up.
Yeah.
And obviously, you see they're going to him a lot more here.
Yeah, Johnson getting a blow after catching a few balls consecutively. And
yeah, Elijah Harper will check in. 2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard run for Cameron Taylor. Blitz coming again. Back to Taylor. Taylor lowers the shoulder. He's at the 1st down marker. It'll come down to the spot. It looks to me preliminarily like he's got it.
Yep, move him.
And he does. He needed 4. He got 4 yards and a couple of inches. So they'll spot it at the 49-yard line of Fullerton. The Bulldogs on the move again. Picked up a couple of 1st downs. Meanwhile, Taylor up to 96 yards rushing in the game. Kendrick with play action, airs it out, looking for Johnson, and Jones had good coverage on that near sideline.
He needed a soccer field to catch it.
Yep. So a nice job by Taj Jones, and I was with you on that one there, Nino. I think that they wanted to take their shot down the field with Johnson, but the Hornets were ready.
What's
interesting, 2nd down and 10.
I think that power back tight end guy, he was wide open right down the middle, and they're fixated on that, I think.
Well, the numbers on the season would certainly indicate that they are locked in Rajay Johnson.
Raymond Sanders has checked in the backfield on 2nd and 10. A fake. They find Latu. Latu hit by Farmer immediately, but he's still on his feet trying to spin away. He's down to the 45, a gain of about 4, and it will bring up 3rd down and 6. The Bulldogs were 1 of 6 in the first half on 3rd down. They're 4 of 6 in the second half on 3rd down. So they've been a lot better, and they face a big one here, 3rd and 6 from the Fullerton 45.
Got to use that hard count here.
Kendrick brings them to the line, has the snap. They keep it on the ground with Sanders, and he runs into a wall.
Coach,
Devin Hessler leading the charge. Sorry, Michael.
Is this 4-down territory?
It might be.
10:35 and counting to go in the game.
Nope. Here comes Watts.
Well, that doesn't necessarily say anything at this point. Yeah. Think back to last week against American River, but obviously at this point, the feeling for Coach Owens still enough time.
Good spot on the field for a fake, though. Yep.
Yeah, and I think San Mateo really looks for those opportunities when you're going to play return to fake, and I don't know that Fullerton's going to do that based on how they've been putting away from their returner.
Yeah.
High kick from Watts. Bounces on the far sideline. It's out of bounds inside the 10.
Good.
Well, boy, I'll tell you, Watts has been as advertised so far today.
Right there.
Yeah, he's getting
terrific job on punting, really from both sides. This is the 3rd time between the two teams that a team has been pinned inside the 10-yard line, twice inside the 5.
Watts is getting his school paid for, that's for sure.
Well, it continues to be a defensive struggle here in the second half. Just 2 points on the board, the Fullerton safety in the 3rd quarter, and that's it in a 9-5 game.
Well, I believe Fullerton, the last 2 games, has shut out their opponents in the second half.
They haven't had a lot of games where they played each other or played long games like this.
Yeah.
I can only think of one team that could keep up with them.
Skelton sweeping to the left. He's at the 10, through a little hole at the 15 and taken out of bounds near the 20-yard line. And Skelton has that kind of stride where he really eats up yardage. It's a very long, loping strides. And I find that can often be so deceptive defensively, trying to bring a guy down. He's out to the 21-yard line. That's a 15-yard run and a quick 1st down for Fullerton. Snap to Skelton, looking left. Coverage is good. Skelton still on his feet, directing traffic downfield. Now lobs on the near side, but Grossman's double covered.
Jeff, you're an 80s man. You know who Skelton reminds me of a little bit? Bird Williams. Wildcats? Anyone? You guys never seen Wildcats?
How can we be at a football game and go 0 for 3 seeing Wildcats? I know it a little bit, though, because I know it's one of your favorites. So it's so I have to be somewhat prepared. Second down and 10 after the incompletion.
Disappointed in your story.
Sorry to let you down. Skelton off tackle on a pickup of a couple out to the 24-yard line and a 3rd down and 8.
I'm sure somebody watching the broadcast got the reference.
Yeah, they know it.
This is a good opportunity here for San Mateo's defense to kind of flip that field position if they can make a stop here. Finally get their offense on the field with some good field position.
9:17 and counting remaining in the game. Crowd making some noise again. Grossman in motion. Flags on the play, and they're going to whistle this play dead.
Usually that's a sign of a false start.
They blow quick.
Early indications that it is.
Offsides on the offense, number 10. He lined up in the neutral, over the neutral zone.
So the flag
5
works
yards.
against Fullerton.
Replay
They'll
3rd.
back it up to the 19-yard line where it will be 3rd down and 12.
And again, this is usually where San Mateo's defense is pretty successful.
3 wide receivers split out to the left. For Fullerton, the snap to Skelton.
Counter.
Hewlett through a good lane. He's at the 25-30. He's got the 1st down. Dragging tacklers out past the 35 to the 30, waiting for the spot, 7-yard line. That is a big 18-yard pickup on 3rd down and 13.
Now you see the counter action there. Skelton going one way, and then Hewlett cuts it back.
And that is just a massive play potentially here in this 4th quarter. Good job on that right side of that offensive line, opening up a hole for Hewlett. Skelton looking right. Again, the coverage is good. Now Skelton starts to scramble, and he's just going to have to eat it. Vicema with a little help from Tuatavaki. Brought down at the 35, a loss of a couple.
Well, the table's set here, and the touchdown pretty much ends it, but you force a field goal or you're able to get the ball back, you got a chance.
Yep.
Hornets continuing to shuffle players in and out. Wilson and Grossman to the near side.
Man, they have a lot of receivers.
Yeah. Just keep rolling.
2nd down and 12. Skelton wants to throw again. He's under pressure, and he's sacked. Back at the 28-yard line, Vicema continues to lead the pass rush along with Tuatavaki. They just combined on the previous stop, and they meet at the quarterback again. Back to the 28-yard line. It's 3rd down and 19. The Hornets on the season allowed just 22 sacks. So ordinarily the protection has been outstanding. They screen it out on the near side to Hewlett. Hewlett stiff arms a man, but he's forced out of bounds just past the 30. That will bring on the punting unit, and the Bulldogs will get it back. Just over 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Huge response.
Yeah.
Well, how about Vicema and Tuatavaki?
San Mateo needs to take advantage of this now. Not a lot of time left. Got to take advantage of this field position.
5 sacks on the day for San Mateo to just 4 for Fullerton. And you would have expected Fullerton to have an advantage in that category. Pressure on Estrada, and he gets this one away. The Hornets will let it bounce, and it will come to rest at the 37-yard line.
What a performance thus far here from San Mateo. I heard from a couple people coming in, Fullerton might put up 100 on them. And you know what? After last week's game, 2 weeks ago, versus Riverside, they put up 75. You didn't think that was necessarily out of the realm. And here we are in the fourth quarter. You got 6:36 to go. And Fullerton College only has 9 points. Nobody's in double figures.
Yep.
I mean, their next lowest total is 33 this season, to put that in perspective.
Unreal.
You and I talked about that earlier in the week. You made that statement to me, and I had a lot of faith in the San Mateo defense.
Hey, look, I didn't make the statement. Multiple people made that statement.
In the sources.
Latu gonna
There
throw.
it is.
Johnson's open. Johnson's got it. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Wow!
And I was just going to say, watch Coach Pollock right now, because this is when he's usually going to pull something out. And there it was.
Well, guys, were they waiting for that from the opening snap? Latu with a throw. We'll see the replay here from a couple of angles and let you look at this one. And Latu on the sweep, looks up, and Johnson's all alone. Great execution. Latu puts the throw on the money. Johnson secures the ball and then takes it the rest of the way in one play. The Bulldogs have the lead, 12-9, 6:27 to go in the 3C2A Football Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. .63 yards. Jared Latu to Rajay Johnson, the fullback option, and Latu delivers a strike to Johnson, who takes it the rest of the way. And the Bulldogs have the lead, 12-9. Manyweather on the return. He's out to the 30, still on his feet at the 35, and he's brought down at the 39. So the Hornets will take over with very good field position. We wondered, Michael, if the Hornets have trailed in the second half of the season. I don't believe they have.
No, according to Phil Thurman, that is the case. They have not trailed in the second half. Obviously, they trailed, I believe, at the half versus Saddleback.
Yeah, Saddleback got out to the 15-0 lead and actually
relinquished the lead right before the half.
Yeah, right before the half. And that may be the latest in a ball game that they have trailed until now. 6:21 to go, and the Hornets need to come up with something. They're trailing at 12-9.
And a quarterback change again.
Yeah, Photo returns at quarterback. Play action. Quick throw and a catch is made out to midfield. Downs tries to get up and keep that play alive. And is there any whistle?
The player was ruled
now the
down
whistle comes in.
at
Boys,
the
can we
50-yard
see
line.
that from the end zone
Results
cam
of
and
first
see
down.
if the knee actually hit?
It's an 11-yard reception out to the 50.
We're going to get the replay here, and let's see if the knee hits the turf. Can't slow it down for you.
Meanwhile, Photo has the snap.
Ooh, I don't.
It's elbow.
Completes the pass again near the
so.
first down marker. Photo with a couple of quick completions, and this one's going to be spotted right at the marker. Johnson with the reception.
They're going to have to start focusing on getting Johnson the ball more. He's been pretty quiet, and he's an explosive player.
Well, I'm just handed a note here that, interestingly, from Latu, completing that pass to Watson, that's evidently going back to the very first play of the season. The Bulldogs ran that play.
That's why it looked familiar to me. I remember it now that you mention it.
Johnson goes high in the air. He's brought down at the 36. It's a 4-yard completion.
Hendy on the tackle.
And that does move the chains. And a fresh set of downs for Fullerton College. They're quickly to the Bulldog 36-yard line. And the Bulldogs still basking in the glow of having the lead, but Fullerton's going right to work.
San Mateo can weather the storm.
Xavier Green has come on for Fullerton. along with Johnson on the near side. Snap to Photo. He swings it out to Hewlett. Hewlett dragged down just inside the 30 at the 29.
That's really been their most productive thing all week, all day, is just throwing to Hewlett out of the backfield in these swings and little arrow routes.
Yeah.
Dion White with the tackle.
These are plays versus other teams that break for 56-yard, 60-yard touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
2nd down and 3. Hewlett over his right guard, lowers the shoulder. He is at the first down marker and has the first down.
Well, let's go back to that last drive. One play for 63 yards. If you look at the other side of that, it's only one play, 63 yards, and then your defense is right back on the field.
Xavier Green along with Manyweather and Johnson on the near side.
Bulldogs look gassed.
Snap to Photo. Again, a 4-man rush. Photo looking in the end zone. Leaping attempt. The pass incomplete.
And you can see the difference in the pass rush now with that D-line. Really, like you said, tired. Play totals up. They got a one-play rest. Gentlemen, it's time to dig deep.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm the Bulldogs, I think I got away with one there because I don't think Hendy got his head around all the way on that play, but he does break up the pass. And
working against Kedrian Wilson over on that far side. 2nd down and 10. Photo again looking right, spins left, guns it out, completes it to Manyweather. Manyweather forced out of bounds by Jamari Jackson at the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 7. 3rd down and 3. 5th catch today for Justin Manyweather. And a huge 3rd down here from the 19. 4 minutes and counting remaining in the game. Estrada's long field goal this year is 45 yards for Fullerton. Blitz coming. Photo off his back foot, lobs. Jackson nearly had the interception. The pass was intended for Manyweather. And now it's decision time for Tim Burns. 4th down and 3 from the 19-yard line. This will be a 36-yard field goal attempt.
it's the longest of the season, Stoy.
Well, his long is 45. So he does have the leg. And this is going to be a field goal attempt. And guys, I'd be remiss if I didn't wonder what all of us are thinking here is, wouldn't it be nice to maybe have the 3 or 6 points from that first half where they went for it on 4th down, elected to gamble. And now it's on the foot of Estrada. Low snap, but the placement's down. The kick on the way and wide right. Well, that was a pretty good job on a low snap getting that ball down. And Estrada got it away, but it misses wide right. And the Bulldogs maintain the lead, 3:38 to go. Both teams have all 3 timeouts.
So it's up to San Mateo's offense here to get rid of that clock and keep their defense off the field.
Continue to be physical like they have been, run some time off of that, just keep the chains moving.
They need to get at least a couple first downs here.
And Larry Owens walks that sideline for San Mateo in his final game, creeping in on a possible championship here in the 3C2A. Taylor on the carry, out to the 23. 3-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 7.
Be interesting to see where they're snapping the ball here with how much time is on that play clock. Sometimes these no-huddle teams kind of lose sight of that.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll see them snapping the ball with 15 seconds instead of 3. And those add up.
Watch that official in the back. He'll raise his hand when it's 5 seconds left. If his play clock's all around, he should be okay.
And you can see Coach Pollock on the sideline. He's got his arms crossed right now. Gentlemen, take a breath. We're going to sit here for a minute.
Down to 9 on the play clock. Taylor, incidentally, is over 100 yards, 102 yards rushing on the day. Play action. They're going to throw. Kendrick lobs, looking for Johnson. It's picked off. Jacob Jones has the interception. He's inside the 30, brought down at the 28-yard line. Huge turnover. They take a shot down the field with Johnson, and it's Jacob Jones. We'll get the replay for you.
That was a good break on the ball by that free safety there. Got on top and great play on the ball.
And it's Jacob Jones, and that's just a great reaction. And the Bulldogs, again, maybe trying to catch the Hornets a little bit off balance, and this time the Hornets were ready, made the play, and the Hornets go right back to work offensively. 2:47 to go, trailing at 12-9. Both teams now with 2 turnovers in the game. Photo continues at the helm for the Hornets. Rolling right, throws back against his body, and it's broken up. The pass intended for Downs. Jalen Hicks had the coverage. And a 2nd down and 10.
Fullerton's in a dangerous position.
What a-
You gotta take that gamble.
What a ball game.
Did their defense have one more in them?
Oh yeah, that's
Did
all
they have
it is.
one more in them? You know, those big D linemen, they got to ask themselves, do I have one more?
Want to win the state championship? That's what you got to do. Go
4
win it.
wide receivers for the Hornets on 2nd and 10. They empty the backfield. Photo trying to
There's
set
that
up the
screen.
screen to Johnson. Johnson tries to pick his way through tacklers. He's inside the 25, down to the 24. That's a gain of about 4 yards on a 3rd down and 6 upcoming. That's well defended by the Bulldogs. Hicks and Doty with a little help from Jackson, all in the area. .2:15 and counting. Clock continues to move. Photo looking over the Bulldog defense, sends Grossman in motion. Has the snap. Designed roll to the right. Photo steps up, guns the far side, back shoulder throw, and it's picked off.
Well, defense bails them out. That's a good job.
Evan Dawson has the interception. This is just great coverage by Dawson, guys, as we look at the replay.
You need to be a ball hawk. I think that's what it is. You get athletes that want to win games, they go get it. That's exactly what we want.
I don't think San Mateo's going to try that shot play again though here.
Catch more
Well, the
apart.
Hornets do still have all 3 timeouts. So if they can get off the field with a 3 and out, they'll have time to get it back one more time.
With good field position as well, because they're backed up right now.
Kendrick gives to Taylor. Taylor moving the pile. Look at Taylor churning his legs. He's out to the 10. 5-yard run. 2nd down and 5.
See, teams practice a lot being backed up. The point is to keep the ball and make sure you get a good field position. In this case, this late in the game, but just trying to make sure you keep the ball around the time.
Interestingly, no timeout taken from Tim Burns. They've got 3.
7-1 for offense.
At least according to the scoreboard, he's got 3. I'm not aware of him using one.
I don't remember them using one and stuff.
The snap and the give to Taylor. A gain of about a yard. 3rd down and 4, and now a timeout taken by Fullerton College with 1:11 remaining in the ball game and a 3rd down and 4 upcoming
Fullerton College.
for San Mateo. It's the
called
3C2A
timeout of
football
the half.
championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third down and 4 for the Bulldogs from their own 11-yard line. The Hornets trying to get it back one more time, guys. Let's see if they can get one more crack. Kendrick And there you see the hard count that Mike's been talking about
Yeah,
for a lot of the day. See if maybe they could pick up the first down that way. And now the whistles come in. Is this going to be a timeout?
College of San Mateo.
For San
Has
Mateo.
called first time
That
out
is
of
their
foul.
first charge timeout. Well, let's talk about one thing that we thought was interesting strategically and that might have caught people's attention watching. But that is the decision by Tim Burns not to take the timeout on first down, to use all 3 timeouts on defensively, I should say. And what might be behind that is that we talked a little bit about maybe them wanting to save that timeout.
Yeah, I think that's purely what it is. And you guys made a good point. As long as you're down by 3, you probably want to run your field goal team on, even though they haven't had a lot of trust in the field goal team this whole day. You want to have the opportunity instead of just being lost out there.
Get time to make that transition. So we'll see here. Of course, if the Bulldogs can pick up this first down, it's all going to be moot. Then it's
should be, yeah.
Then it's going to be victory formation here for the Bulldogs. So it all comes down to this play as they come back out. And, obviously, we saw them take a shot with play action, try to throw the ball. We've surmised that we don't think we're going to see that here.
I don't think you're going to see that one here.
So
and I think you're going to see pretty much an all-out blitz here by Fullerton, too, as well.
He's on an island. You never know.
Crowding the line. They keep it on the line straight ahead.
Short.
Oh, that was close.
Out to the 19, about a yard shy, is Taylor. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Hornets will certainly take a timeout, and they do.
College
So it'll be
has called
1
their
minute,
second
6
timeout
seconds.
of the
Another
half.
thing to keep in mind here for Fullerton as we get ready to receive the punt, that is Justin Manyweather, who does have a return for a touchdown on the season. He's averaging over 18 yards per return in the punt return game. So
And
lots of
obviously-
potential landmines here for San Mateo and how they handle this situation.
And obviously, they've not wanted to punt to him all day today, and I think they've suffered some yardage from that decision. Their punter's done a good job on a couple of coffin corners and maybe not so good on some other ones. So it'll be interesting to see how they decide to punt the ball here. Are they going to let their punter go and give their returner a chance, or are they going to try and coffin corner it again?
Yeah, it's taken a little bit off of the kicks of Watts, who, again, was the leader in the entire state for punting average for San Mateo this season. But they've been punting away, and Spencer, you made a good point a few minutes ago. Another thing to keep in mind, punting from the 14. So we're talking about pretty good field position here for Fullerton, especially if you start kicking toward the sideline as well. It's going to be hard to get the same yardage, and a field goal does still tie this one. 12-9 game as Watts will kick this one from his own goal line. Manyweather waits at the San Mateo 45-yard line. 1:06 to go. Here's the snap. Watts gets this one away. High kick. They're going to kick it to Manyweather, and it's a good one. Manyweather from the 41. At the 45-50, 45-40. Manyweather's in the open field. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Manyweather dragged down at the goal line. He's at the 1.
Yeah, like I said, tough choice.
They'll have it at the 1-yard line, and we will get the replay for you. And this is the danger that you talk about. What a phenomenal back and forth ball game, and fourth quarter in particular that this has been. And maybe the last big play belongs to Fullerton.
Yeah, that's a huge swing, too. Like you said, a minute ago they talked about winning a state championship. Now they're on the one defending it. So that's a big-time swing. Let's see if they step up now.
It's inside the 1. If you're looking for some good news for San Mateo, they have been able to turn away the Hornets 2 times inside the 5-yard line on 4th downs back in the first half. But this is going to be 4 shots from inside the 1. And a very tall order for San Mateo. And
here's where that timeout comes into, too, as well. That timeout might get you that 3rd or 4th shot.
They don't have to rush. They can eat up this whole clock if they want, if they don't get in.
Well, you've got 2 timeouts. And strategically, is this one of those situations where inside the 1 is the last thing you want, maybe to be successful a couple of times and then give up the touchdown, because then you've taken away all your time. There have been situations very specifically where you let the team score because you're in better shape, taking your chances offensively with a little time left on the clock.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're there with 51 seconds, maybe a little bit over a minute, but right here, this defense is really going to have to, that D-line's going to have to get a push.
Skelton on
College
at quarterback,
of
as
San
you would
Mateo
expect.
has called their second timeout
on
of
the
the half.
field.
Want to Fullerton to show their hand.
San Mateo going to take a timeout, talk things over. They're down to one timeout. We'll step aside in the final minute. College of San Mateo trying to hold on, but the Hornets at the doorstep. It's the 3C2A football championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Here come the Hornets. Inside the one, they come out in a jumbo package with Hewlett in the deep eye, Skelton under center. Skelton with the snap. Hewlett over the top, reaches out, touchdown. Gerald Hewlett from a yard out. That's his 18th rushing touchdown this season. And the Hornets, after a massive special teams play, the big return from Manyweather, now lead at 15-12, and a very important extra point upcoming here. Obviously, if he can knock this one through, it's a 4-point game, and the Bulldogs will need a touchdown. 47 seconds still to go. Estrada has missed 6 extra points on the season. 63 of 69.
Yeah, the substitution problems.
They're missing somebody.
Take the final timeout.
Fullerton College called their third and final timeout of the game.
So Fullerton will take their final timeout. We'll step aside once again. The Hornets have retaken the lead, 15-12. You're watching the 3C2A football championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Estrada ready for the extra point. Good snap, placement down. Estrada's extra point is good. So 16-12, let's keep it here as we ready for the extra point. College of San Mateo will get it back. They have one timeout remaining, 47 seconds, and the big play came courtesy Latu finding Rajay Johnson, but it's been hard to get something going really downfield so far today for San Mateo, but that's exactly, I think, what they're going to need here, guys, with 47 seconds.
Yeah, and there's no, this is it. You're going to have to take shots, hopefully get a good return from your return team and take a shot maybe down the field, pick up 20, 30 yards, and then start taking shots for the end zone.
Okay. So here comes the kicking unit. Back deep, it'll be Mason for the Bulldogs, along with Elijah Harper. Well, we've seen some pooch kicks to the far side as well from Fullerton today on their kickoff, so they haven't really been wanting to deal with the return game either. But this is a deep kick. Mason from the 6. Out to the 15, 20, 25. Hit and brought down at the 27-yard line. So the Bulldogs need to go 73 yards here in 41 seconds if they want to steal back this championship. They were close in the final minute. On the doorstep.
Now, as a coach, both on offense and defense, you practice for these situations, and you can go years without finding yourself in one. And now you're gonna find out.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we practice, right?
Yep.
Let's get it done.
Kind of interesting that Fullerton's defensive backfield not back as far as I would expect them to be.
Yeah, interesting. Taj Jones locked up with Johnson. Very tight coverage. Kendrick under pressure. He's still on his feet, but now he's going to be hit and sacked. Noble, the first to get there for Fullerton. Joey Noble, who had 9 sacks coming in.
San
That's his
Mateo
first today.
That's called their
And San
third
Mateo will
and
have to take their final
timeout.
timeout with 33 seconds remaining. And they're backed up inside the 20. That was a loss of 9 back to the 18-yard line.
And again, that's just Bonner creating pressure right now. He didn't get the sack, but he is around the edge. He created that pocket to collapse, and that's what happens.
Well, what a luxury defensively when you can generate pressure just with the front four, and that's often what the Hornets can do with Bonner and Noble working off the edges and Jamichael Moore in the middle, Burgueño as well. Just a great job on the front four, and then you throw in some blitzing, and that's where you get 60 sacks on the season from Fullerton. And now, second down and 19, and this is not a lot of, this is exactly what you would expect here, I should say, for San Mateo, and it's time for some shots down the field.
Oh, yeah.
With 33 seconds to go, and here they come. Johnson, obviously the primary deep threat, and he is locked on that near side as he has been with Taj Jones all day. You see Jones in that press coverage.
And he's going to get a safety help on top.
4-man rush, and again, Kendrick in trouble, and he's sacked. This time it is Burgueño. So one of the guys we haven't been able to mention quite as much, but that is a big sack. No timeouts remaining for San Mateo, so they just have to hurry. Maybe time enough here for one more play. They're quickly to the line, but now it's going to take a miracle. Kendrick, deep drop. Moving away from pressure, throws on the run. Johnson with the sliding catch. He's out of bounds at the 23-yard line. 4 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they're going to wind it. Maybe time enough for one more play if Johnson got out of bounds. One more play. And the Bulldogs have it at their own 24-yard line. Here's the snap to Kendrick. Kendrick feeling pressure, rolling away. Still nowhere to go with the ball, just dumps it short and completes the pass.
Oh, going
well, we got a Stanford Cal situation, but the ball is knocked free. It's loose. The Hornets have got it, and that will do it.
There's a flag.
There is a flag on the play. The Hornets have started the celebration, but there is a flag down on the field. We'll see what the call is. Of course, for those that don't know, it can end on a defensive penalty. So the officials will huddle up, and guys, I suppose it gives us a moment just to kind of relax here for a second, but what a fourth quarter. And for the moment, the Hornets have secured their second straight championship. I see they're getting the Gatorade ready for Coach Burns.
Yep, they got somebody. Not so fast.
This is interesting. I think there's going to be one more play, though.
He's got to know that it's coming.
Yep.
Yeah, the Hornets are making their way off the field. So they're getting ready potentially for one more play. Interestingly, it looked like a fumble, and I thought the Hornets had it. So I don't know what the call is going to be, but the way that play ended, and it's also worth noting it was fourth down. So if that play ended up short of the marker, it should be Hornet football.
On the last play, personal foul, roughing the passer, number 91 of the defense. That penalty will be enforced. We'll have one untimed down.
Yep, that's the one penalty that'll hurt you because it'll give you that first down, too.
So Montre Bonner, late hit on the quarterback. It's 15 yards, and we'll have one more play.
Now, this would be incredible here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, this would
It's
be
the only way to end it, right?
insane. It'll be at the 39.
With the Gatorade on the field already.
Oh, yeah.
So 61 yards to go, and this will be the final play. Well, I should say, barring a penalty. So Kendrick in the shotgun.
Hook and ladder action down below.
Yeah, Johnson and Latu at the bottom of your screen. Looking left, Kendrick under pressure, and he is sacked. And there may be no more fitting way to end it than that. Noble, the first to get there. Bonner was also there. and they just could not stop the relentless defensive pressure from the Hornets. And now the Fullerton College Hornets are your 2017 3C2A football champions. We're going to step aside, come back, wrap things up here on the post-game show. 16-12, the Hornets make it 2 straight here over San Mateo.
Check one, check one, check one, check one.
16-12 the final. Fullerton in a thriller. The 2017 3C2A champions. They come back with a late touchdown set up by a huge return by Justin Manyweather. And now we'll take you down to the field where Mike Cepeda is with Justin Manyweather. And we're going to see if we can get Justin into position. But no play bigger than that of Manyweather, and here's Michael.
I'm here with Justin Manyweather. Maybe one of the biggest plays in the history of the state championship game here at Sac City. Back-to-back now here in 2017. Justin, what's going through your mind? Toughest adversity you faced all season, and then obviously a tremendous play by you.
Man, right now I'm very excited. You know, I didn't think it was my chance to step up, but you know, it was. You know, and my teammates, they kept telling me I was able to do it. You know, they put me back there for a reason, and I got the job done.
What's going through your head the entire game? This is obviously the lowest point total you guys have scored throughout the season. Great teams find out a way to win. What's the mindset on the sideline there as a collective unit? What are you guys telling each other?
When we're down like this, we don't soak about it. You know, and we've been doing that the whole season. We always come back from the second half with adversity, and we just never give up. Our coach tell us not to put our head down if we're down by 1, 2, or 100 points. We keep going and keep fighting to the end.
I can only imagine that you probably have a lot of offers at the 4-year level. Can you talk about some of your prospects moving forward?
You know what? Honestly, I don't have a lot of offers. You know, I probably have like 2 schools looking at me, but hopefully after this game I can have a little bit more.
Well, you certainly did a lot to merit a little bit more attention in that regard. Justin, thank you for your time. Any shout-outs?
Thank you. Shout out to my dad, you know, my mother, my sister, basically my family. You know, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys to the fullest. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Jeff, back to you.
Justin Manyweather in a game of big plays, perhaps nobody with a bigger play than Manyweather with the huge return, setting up the Hewlett touchdown that gave the Hornets a 16-12 win, a thrilling victory here in their second straight 3C2A football championship here in 2017, trying to keep you on top of the action on the field as they're giving away some awards here to both teams at the field level, and we'll have the trophy presentation to you, bring that to you here. We'll have complete post-game coverage, and we'll come back and wrap things up here, up top, with some final thoughts on the game. So we'll keep it down on the field level, and stay with us here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Fullerton College, the 2017 3C2A football champions. And let's take you down to the field once again where Mike Cepeda is with head coach Tim Burns from Fullerton College.
Here with head coach for Fullerton College, Tim Burns. Coach, what an unbelievable game played by both teams, but some great teams just find a way to win, and it looked like you guys were down, didn't really have much hope, and then Justin Manyweather makes a play.
You know, all year long we've had somebody step up and make plays, and it was his time to do it. Kid got off a great punt, and our kid just made a great play. So, you know, they've done that all year, and that's why we're undefeated. It's tough to do, and we got it done.
I asked Justin the same question. You know, what's going on through the collective unit on the sideline there on the Fullerton side of it?
You know, I think we always have hope. Anytime he touches a football, we think we got a chance to go all the way, and that was the case right there.
Coach, so many big key contributors here. Obviously, Manyweather with a big play. You seem to find, or you seem to really not find your footing offensively throughout the game. What did San Mateo do so well that was so effective?
You know, two things. They play good defense. I mean, their defense is number one in the state and gives up 17 points. I think we scored 16. We didn't have the best offense today, but I'm going to give that to them by giving them credit. We never really found our groove, which hurt us. I mean, heck, we averaged 32 more points than that, but we had some opportunities early to put 14 points in the first half and got stuck at the 1, got stuck at the 5. We don't do that all year long, but like I said, I'm not going to say we messed up, more like they did a great job stopping us.
Coach, congratulations. Back-to-back now here in 2017, and look for the three-peat, I'm sure, next year.
I'll just be happy to enjoy this one, and we'll worry about that as we start next season.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Jeff, back to you in the booth.
Tim Burns, the head coach for Fullerton College. 16-12, the final. Fullerton in a thriller takes down the 2017 championship. They make it back-to-back here in the 3C2A in 2017. We're going to take things out from here. So many people to thank. We're not going to be able to get to everybody here, but obviously everybody here at SoCal College Sports, we received so much help from so much staff here. Carlisle Carter and George Matagakis at the 3C2A, such a big part of making this happen and bringing this to you. We certainly appreciate them. Mike Robles, David Silverstein on stats. Want to especially thank Spencer Johnson, Nino Pinocchio, both for sitting in with us on color commentary today. We greatly appreciated having them on the broadcast. It was a lot of fun, and we really appreciate their contribution. Of course, everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, Jorge Cepeda, Matt Henson, Mike Cepeda, Emery Johnson, just a lot of names I've got to get to here as I'm trying to wind this down. And again, for anybody that we've forgotten, so many people helped bring this to you. Really appreciate all the help that we got, and we especially appreciate you joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. A fantastic ball game. Fullerton pulls it out 16-12. For everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, I'm Jeff Stoynoff. So long, everybody. Thanks for joining us.